face the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Confidence. It's 1-year mission to train the next generation of Starfleet, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to help all go where no one has gone before.
What the hell happened to Sal?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nat 13's Star Trek Descent. Sal just sweating buckets, and Reptoids don't sweat.
Reptiles don't sweat, but Sal's wet.
Just glistening of like...
Who knows why he's
Who knows why?
Hell yeah.
He is. But he is
I'm your Game Master, August Schmid, and with us this time of the week is the Daring Strike Team. As we saw you all last time, following the Klingon ship, the Judgment, getting ready, of course, setting up some relay system with your own transporters to beam back the crew the second the ship drops out of warp, as Captain McTavish and the rest of the crew are fighting their way through. The Orion ship, the Ravaged, approached. Captain Tayla, Dahina's older sister, offering a bit of an opening of drop out of warp. We won't hurt anyone. We just kind of want to take the cucumber, which was Robert's whole goal in the first place. But through some successful fighting, Sal almost getting knocked down, but able to, with the help of Dahina, take down Captain Tayla, while Val helping keep the remaining 40 crew members alive and operating, as Black Opal and Gibbon using clever life support systems and the gravity matrix to just fling the crew around. I should say, you were able to not only take the captain, but every single member of the Orion crew with 0 casualties.
We picked them up with our mind powers and shook them like a doll.
Shook them like a doll! Great reference, good reference. What you then know is, as everyone's in the brig, you are all able to kind of prep, getting ready after what we would probably assume is a very tense 18 or so minutes. The Klingon ship, the Judgment, drops out of warp, and your systems, which were programmed by the bridge crew, drop you out of warp safely and immediately start beaming back the crew of the Confidence. When they come back, all of them are bloodied, cut, scarred, so many medical attention
Would we
needed.
have time to prep anything medical before we start beaming us?
Oh, for sure, yes.
Bam! I
It's
have
like,
everything ready at the warp. So as soon as they beam in, they're immediately receiving medical attention and being moved to the next
at
medical
bridge, moving down, like,
makeshift medical room.
it's going through, again, because not just there, across the ship,
so that they can then...
people are getting beamed in, so it's like you've got 240 crew. All of them, again, it was a hella rad scene of the entire majority bulk of the Confidence just running down a hallway and headshotting any Klingon in their way. Rad as hell. But, of course, making sure everyone is checked thoroughly. Anyone who's in dire medical attention, meet to the med bay, and so on.
How's Lily Turner looking?
Lily Turner, you watch as, again, she is beamed. Again, the system is like, hey, put people back where they're going to be necessary. So Lily's beamed to the bridge, where kind of everyone's conglomerating of our groups. You watch as she is still unconscious. McTavish grabs Lily by the throat and just starts walking down the hallway with her. And you kind of... Katira, the very pink skin, pink hair alien first officer, kind of comes to you guys, just nothing to worry. McTavish is just taking Ensign Turner to the brig.
I'm happy to stay here as long as you need me.
Of course.
How does Garth look?
You see Garth. Garth is, you ready for this?
Sweaty, sexy.
It is the
His name's
sweat,
Garth,
a bit of
right?
oil across the forehead. Garth.
That's why Sal was wet.
Oh!
So,
Sal was sweaty.
Garth, again, who had just come
Sal
from some
takes a sweat.
intense xenolinguistics into program coding to, again, work this all out. He is, like, coming down off that just adrenaline high where he's just trying to breathe in, and damn, he's just leaning over the keyboard, that muscle ripplage up the arm as he just... Okay. Kind of looks up, sees you, Sal. I'm gonna make a check.
I'm not dying. What are
Can
you
I
talking
give him a
about?
help action?
That is a nat 20.
Oh.
No need.
No need.
Commander,
He looks
my name is Lieutenant Garth Land. Can I ask you on a date?
I mean, since he not 20, hell yeah.
He not
I kinda
that
just,
was
like-
more for his confidence of does he have the confidence to do it.
I kind of just like lean in slyly and just like dap him up.
Dap him.
This is the USS Confident.
Uh,
But
this
then
is,
never take our
He's got an innie.
you see Garth
First
like
tell
looks at
people
you just
that.
like, okay.
Just letting you know.
Do you
Given I
want me to
believe
be
this-
transparent? I mean, I guess I was AFAB. I was assigned female at birth, if you must know. So, you're right. No,
It's
thank
all
you,
around.
Commander.
Dred.
Thank you, Commander. Let me be more transparent with my body.
I mean, no,
Uh,
that,
Sorry,
I,
I
mean, that,
couldn't help
Be
it.
whoever you want to be.
I'm just letting you know for ease of access and to
You
avoid
are
any confusion.
Yes.
It's an innie.
Yes. You see, comes there just.
Star Trek
Yeah. Thank you,
Face.
Commander. But I would love on day when you got free time.
As
No.
bodies are still beaming in.
People beaming in again, like people are coming out of fight. Now come with me.
That is so cute.
In our chat, of course, the USS Confidence love boats. Question mark.
USS Loveboat Confidence.
Sailing through the
Oh,
stone.
I gotta ask, where is Commander blanking on the last name? Cindy? My other.
Cindy Weston. You would know when Commander Jamie first jumped back. Jamie Weston, Shaw, Patty, like
I let them know of the situation and what I had prepared.
any and all senior medical staff, they all are like rushing to
Oh.
the med
I
bay.
have that
to
prepared
start
as
healing.
well.
I would have set up with Garth like the med staff would be the very first
Hmm.
people to be beamed on, so
Yes.
that they can just immediately.
Well, it's like we need bridge crew, we need medical staff. Start putting people first just in their quarters, but that way we know where everyone is. It's a fire drill, right? Like, hey, in case of emergency, please meet here.
You know, like
Um,
I want to say it's not like the Al's going over the top, but it's kind of like trying to be like, "Hey, Jamie, I can be relied on," and then to Weston, "F you, I can do my job and be on strike team." So it's to be like the med bay is prepared, the first aid to get everybody to their rooms is prepared, and I'm just like,
After a minute or so of getting all this prep ready, McTavish comes back just, right, Gibbon, take the piloting chair. Need you for a second.
I'm taking the piloting chair.
Your current acting pilot for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I know. I'm in the chair already. I was just confused about what you were meaning by take the.
It's official.
Oh, like this is
You're
mine.
officially the pilot.
I pull a
Yeah,
little
but-
stamp out of my
congratulations.
What
He's been
does the stamp look like? Is
Oh,
it
it's
a-
absolutely just one of the flowers.
Yeah, just a flower stamp. You should do. Right,
I'll
of
weld
course,
that in later.
I'll be putting in the official paperwork, but for now, act as captain, making you a pilot.
All right. Does that mean I'm removed from strike team for the time being, or will I be double dipped?
Can you double dip?
Yeah. It
Right.
won't be hard.
Thank you. Basically, Gibbon can help NPC pilot shit. It's that, like, we just went through a lot, and until we know what's going on, this has to happen. Of, like, please. You see, he's like, right, according to some of my information, go ahead, Primus, I want you to direct us at the judgment. We're going to want to put on our tractor beam, and please ready shields.
Okay, ramming speeds. Got it.
No.
No, I know.
You see, he is like covered in blood. There's like a puncture wound in his chest.
I'm
Like,
currently putting like a first aid thing on him. Like,
yeah, McTavish is like, I'm not going to medbay. I have to be here, which is literally what happened. It just,
Yeah.
as you can, Dome Treader. Getting everything ready. In this moment, you realize again, it's kind of that like alpha shift. Everyone is on the bridge just waiting. You see McTavish just, I need us to hold for about 2 more minutes. Quick to the ready room.
Yeah, Sal, I need you and Garth to go fix the thing you broke.
well, we're in the simulation.
They were
Yeah, that's
they
a-
were
Go to
gone
simulation.
before they got here.
I know.
I'm going to finish the
simulation
check.
room, if you know
Yep.
what I mean.
Perfect. All of you watch as
Stimulation room.
coming out of warp in various positions, small Klingon bird of praise, not current Empire, but old age ships, very much like the Judgment, start coming out of warp. Immediately, you see Commander Orson, this android, just, Captain, multiple Klingons coming out of warp. Do we engage? Hold. As they start turning, getting ready to lock, Gibbon, you get that little alert on the piloting screen of there's about 20 different ships locking on you right now.
There's about 20 different ships locking on us, Cap.
Hold. As they finish their turning charge, you get the little alert. There is close to 1,000 ships coming out of warp from the Alpha Quadrant of the galaxy. As 1,000 Custodes ships, gleaming gold and plating from the Imperium,
Lord.
like a swarm appear and start ripping through the smaller Klingon vessels.
Do we need to get out of here, or...?
Right, no, just keep us ready in case they attack.
It's a show.
You see, Namorum kind of, you guys just...
I open the bay doors so we can actually see
Come
out
on
the
in.
glass.
Yes. You see, Namorum kind of give... They will not attack unless I command it. You see, right you are, Golden Boy. So, we're just making sure they don't attack us. And within a few moments, it was, again, how they finished up their session. The Custodes finished sweeping through the rear guard of the Klingon warlords' armada.
Man, now would have been the worst time for me to have been a sleeper agent and just reach over. Enemies abound on Namor.
And this
And
is
that's the end of the.
how fitting,
End of the
though.
campaign.
Confidence
What?
blows up.
All of you watch as the bridge doors all shut. Orson turns, Captain, no one is allowed to leave.
Question.
Cannon
Am I
turret
here
comes
or on my date?
You're on your date. That's for you watch. Orson points at Commander Mondo. Captain, I have the missing file footage from our night at the club. Commander Mondo seems to have been pickpocketing Ensign Hilton at the time.
Which one's Mondo?
Mondo is Marissa's character, the one who's been wearing the mask, who's very monk
That
lanky.
doesn't make
Gotcha.
any sense because we know Black Opal is the one who got the ID card.
Correct, but we do
Second.
not know who Black Opal got it from.
Oh, that's Lincoln misunderstanding
You
it. Previously.
Furthermore, Captain, as far as my records can state, Commander Mondo was very close to Ensign Lawrence's room around the approximate time that the ensign's tricorder was scrubbed. You look... Mondo kind of stops, puts both hands just kind of gently up in the air, and McTavish... Right.
So do we vent him or what's the?
That's a
We're
bit.
gonna...
I whisper.
Orson, take Mondo to the brig as well. Mondo gets led
I
out.
want to put that guy in a box. I'll just
McTavish
slip
kind
the
of sitting there. You see Katira kind of leans in. And again, she has that hairstyling where all of her pink hair kind of like falls in that curtain when she leans in to talk to McTavish. Leans back, you see McTavish. Right, we've got much to discuss. I'm sorry. According to what I've just been told, you have the Orion pirates with you.
Yeah. Also in the brig. The
Also
brig is
in
going
the
to be full.
Right, that's
I mean,
not my
we-
concern, honestly.
Have the Orion's brig too.
That's true. We kind of
Because-
own their
Yeah.
ship now.
It's
And
kind of
you
an
can-
extension of our ship at this moment.
And you can quickly reconfigure a cargo bay to make a brig
Yeah,
where everybody's
that's
just
true.
in one.
We could just
It's
vent
easy.
like a ton of the Orions.
Let us
who
not
operate.
commit mass genocide.
Right.
Gibbon.
Currently, we need to contact Starfleet. Strike Team, can you start preparing cargo bay? We're going to need more cells.
Bingo.
Good idea,
Hopefully
of
you're
course,
in charge. I
Lieutenant
have to stay
Dehina.
here.
Let's
Cool.
get ourselves ready in the cargo bay.
The captain literally just told me that I'm the pilot.
I
Are we-
know.
are
I'm
we not
trying
preparing
to
to
do
go
what is commonly
somewhere?
called teasing.
Right now, I need us. He's going to give you the coordinates. You realize, just taking you back to the nearest starbase at Yorktown.
Okay.
You see, he goes, right, but of course we need to make sure that we keep the Orion ship attached to us, and we need to drag the Judgment behind.
Well, can do that.
Right, I trust you. Go ahead and make me a piloting check. It's going to be a DC 15, and it's so much as if you fail this one, it's not like things are going to blow up. It's just it's going to take longer to get going.
I don't have advantage, right?
Whose
Just
tricorder was that Mondo scrubbed?
Ensign Lawrence Cucumberon. There you
Larry the
go.
cucumber.
He's the one that like completely by accident was like, I'm gonna record our night at the club for like my resume and I want to make a video out of it. And it did catch Mondo pickpocketing Hilton at the club, which is very damning when what happened to that key card who made copies. What'd you get for your piloting?
I don't have advantage, right? I just add my proficiency.
Yes, right now it's just kind of a flat.
So that's 9.
A 9. It's a
Guidance?
bit of like getting used to like, all right, I gotta adjust the mirrors. I got
Guidance?
guidance. I'll say guidance will help.
It's +4, so that is a 13.
13. Sin 13. It's just gonna take a little bit to get going. More in the sense of like everything's going great, but it's like we got to make sure that we've got everything attached to our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Warp factors we need to configure because again we're hauling now 2 medium class ships. That's pretty bulky, but within a half hour, Gibbon, you think you're starting to get the hang of the official piloting controls of the Confidence.
Woo!
Good stuff.
It's a little bit bigger than the bag rats.
Gibbon,
A little bit
I
bigger
believe
than
you
me.
will find this fact amusing. I would like to give you a congratulations, and within such word also contains the word rats.
That's fucking hilarious.
That is a fact. We cut Sal.
We
Sal
cut
goes
Sal.
on a date.
Sal goes on a date.
Nothing in
This
this
fun little
episode.
like storyboard, like Sal goes on a date. This episode of Sal is called.
Yeah, I feel like all of our episodes from now on should be Sal blank.
I really agree.
Sal
Sal-
goes first.
Please, so Sal
Sal
goes on a date.
Date. Sal goes on
Sal
a date.
has a snack with
Well,
bird
depending
Sal
how
has a
this-
snack with the
Sal's
perfect-
snack was awesome.
Incredible.
Depending
Um,
how this date goes, we may or may not name the episode.
That's very true, actually. I will say, as Garth and you walk out, Garth kind of, where there's a bar on ship. Do you like holodecks and hobbies?
Hobbies.
Do you have hobbies?
He pulls out a rat from his bag.
Do you want me to eat that rat? And you realize Garth looks very intense. As again, you remember like this was.
Right, yeah.
Do you want me to eat the rat?
No, I breed them.
Oh,
I put it back in my bag.
that is so cool. Okay, I thought you wanted me back at the club to eat the rat. I'm so
no,
sorry.
I offered you the rat because I thought that was customary. I'm
Oh.
not good at the whole.
No, I'm not good at this whole.
Sal is trying to think of the word. It's literally his job because he's the only Gorn. What's it called? Izzy's also trying to think of the word.
Communicator?
Security?
No,
Dignitary?
no, it's like a
Ambassador.
ambassador.
Yeah.
Not good at the ambassador thing. Sal reaches into his bag
Okay,
again.
no, you're good.
So pulls out knitting. It's good.
That's
to have
really
hobbies.
fun. I like, I do a lot of volleyball on deck with a bunch of other ensigns. I'm also like really, really into like old music of like Vulcan, Romulan era style stuff.
Mm.
I don't know if you've heard it. They do a lot of. It's kind of like psychedelic music because it implants emotion through some of. Want to go to the holodeck and I could show you some stuff I've got.
Yes.
Start sewing it. Thank you.
There's gotta be like a rule against this, right? Like
Don't
me
worry about it.
dating a.
We are currently dealing with a lot,
Yes.
so I think you can get away with it.
As acting
If it
captain,
ever
I
comes
gave
up,
you
technically
permission.
yes,
Acting captain,
Gar-
that can be permitted.
as security officers, I would say it's
Well,
more
is
if
he-
you ever start like trying to promote Garth in that sense of like.
Is he Sal's
You use your
direct?
position to help.
Is he directly underneath Sal?
Technically yes.
Not yet.
It's so it's like not yet. Not yet. But it is very much Garth is like
I want to keep that kind of
being
under
chief
the
security
radar.
officer. Garth is a security officer.
Mm.
So it does make that conflict of interest of don't be too like openly supportive to the effect of I'm gonna make you a commander level because you're doing a great job. Because then people go,
I
hey,
don't
wait a
think
moment.
Sal's intelligent now that he has a cool
Yeah.
new tattoo, but also like
It's there is a bit of nepotism
Yeah.
clauses with Starfleet to try to prevent anything like this happening. Again, Aaron and Alice Shaw had a rough go when it's like, well, your dad is an admiral. We don't feel comfy
I
if
gotta
we
ask,
give you
are
big
there
stuff.
rules against this because of Captain Kirk?
No.
more?
It's more actually again on undiscovered sentient life form.
Ah.
If it's ever a undocumented sentient life form, there is actual Starfleet regulation now to
That
say
you
like
cannot sleep with it.
until you talk to your commanding officer and chief
your
medical officer.
You have to get cleared to have sex.
Right, be
With the
like,
difference with,
because then it's like, well, let's figure it out. Like, would this be safe? Is it physical, mental, emotional? Like, what's going on? There's rules that, yeah, Kirk very
Are
much
you gonna
did.
get space herpes?
Yeah.
Oh, Kirk was riddled.
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 Like Swiss cheese.
Like Swiss.
But Sal, Garth takes you to holodeck, kind of starts showing you some of his music that he really enjoys. He also really, again, like volleyball, like a lot of physical activity. Like Garth is that, like, I love volleyball, but I'm totally down to use like holodeck and like the rec areas to like play little sports like ping pong, mini golf, other forms of just these fun little physical things. Garth is a very like active person.
Right, right.
Sports ball.
Unit.
Oh, I mean, Sal can.
Sal
Keep
could,
up.
Sal could keep up.
Sal can keep up.
Yeah, right.
Go sports ball.
And so you guys start having
Take a
pretty
shot
fun
every
day.
time we make an innuendo.
You're noticing like Garth isn't
I
like
got it.
though it's not the world's most perfect date, Sal. But at the end, you're like, you know,
Because, I mean, everyone almost died.
everyone almost died, and yet it very much is that was okay. That
You
was
did
nice.
say now. So.
I did
You
say
did
now.
say now. I mean, and going off of like a now setting, Garth did pretty well.
It's true, I was testing his improv skills.
Dahina and Black Opal,
'Cause
as
improv is another one of
you
the
two
things.
would be the only the current members of Strike Team, just because of course Gibbon's working at the piloting station of Owl's with Medbay. You two would probably be the ones down in the cargo bay area starting to set up these cells. And you are noticing again, Klingons are being beamed in, cuffed, like medically scanned, like so. There's a lot of work going on right now. After a few minutes, though, you would get the notification that Captain McTavish is on his way to speak with you both.
Cool.
As coming into the cargo bay, McTavish strides in. You see on the one side is Katira, on the other side is Orson. Comes up, just, right, Ensign Shrell, Ensign Black Opal, may I have a word with you?
Yes.
Kind of leads you off into one of these
Sir.
smaller side rooms. Brings in, right, I've just come from the brig. And the one known as Captain Taylor of the Orion Pirate Syndicate is refusing to speak unless she speaks with yourself, Lieutenant Shrell.
Yes.
I expected that.
Would you both then be willing to come with us as to have this conversation?
Yes.
Yes.
Leading you through the brig. Very much when you enter, it's weird to see a brig busy, but right now it's a lot of who to categorize, making sure no one's got weapons, like sorting out cell arrangements. But you are taken down to some of the more like heftier of cells, and inside one, right where you and Sal left her, is Taylor. Again, you know all of Taylor's stuff you've already confiscated. So she's sitting there. She just has that kind of like open strung shirt with a bit of armor on. Her hat, her captain's hat is gone, as well as of course the leg straps for the like knives and like tech stuff that she used. And so right now she's kind of leaned up in that very almost low-key pose where she's like against the one wall, one knee up, just kind of like thinking to herself. And you do both notice she does look over and will see when you guys arrive. As this happens, this is too spacey right now. Taylor kind of looks.
How public is this area that we're in?
Right now, it's public enough to the fact of, like, Captain McTavish and the first officer are with you. So McTavish and Katira are with you to make this kind of grouping of four. Orson did peel off because he's going back down to start checking on the breaches near the warp core, of course, what the Orions did.
But are we close to like other ensigns or other prisoners or?
Only other ensigns, if they came to like ask questions for McTavish of like there might be one or two that during this conversation might walk up to interrupt, not out of rudeness, but just that like, Captain, we have a quick word, something's going on. So you do think it's enough of you might be able to keep your like private conversation private, as it'll be easy enough to stop before things happen.
Right. Okay.
With that being said, I would ask something of you. Oh my shit. How many followers did we just get? Whoa. Sorry, I just like got distracted by a little
Did you just get
an
sub-bombed?
email notification. Sub-bombed. We'll deal with that later. Not gonna do that now.
Please don't send it to Rask. Because guess what? We have a rule where with every 5 followers we get an encounter.
Just on our channel every 5 followers, because it helps keep the story a little interesting. It happened yesterday for their
It makes sense
session.
for it to be a Tarask
I
in
know.
this setting.
In space.
Space Sparask! Space Sparask. Sparaskin.
Sprask!
Sparaskin.
Sprask.
Spraskin!
Sprask.
Spraskin!
So,
Is that
Here's
a space
what-
Sprask in your pants, or
No, just like they
Or
do
is that
move,
an
it
innie?
hurts.
we got... wow.
25?
We are at 50 followers. That's pretty cool.
Damn.
hell yeah.
Sock. I'm nervous
How many did we
now.
randomly get?
We got 7.
Oh no.
Fun.
So that is enough to trigger
I'm-
the... But again, I'm saying we will deal with
It'll-
random encounters after this
It'll
like
happen.
moment.
It'll happen when it happens.
Just
No,
shows
the
up.
encounter
Exactly.
It
is
doesn't have to
not
be
Val, but
immediate.
me, Eleanor, somehow gets locked in the cell with the war criminal.
Nah.
And the only
no.
way out is...
So,
Yeah, you wish.
you wish.
No, what's gonna happen is a Ruby's gonna come flying at me with a flying kick.
That'd be
You
hilarious.
son of a bitch.
McTavish will start with this. Looking kind of from you, Dahina, to Taylor, just... Right, Captain Taylor, we've decided to cooperate with you. Here is Lieutenant Dahina Shrell. And you see Taylor just... I assume we won't get to talk alone. You see McTavish kind of side-eyes, just... We'll be waiting. And he just takes a step back. So obviously not leaving, but he is giving that respect of, no, we'll play ball.
Okay.
Taylor looks at you just... Tell your friend to stop roiding up. My shoulders are sore.
Well, you kind of deserve it.
Perspective. Dahima is a wonderful thing. I've gotten a lot of perspective over the years. And I would just have to disagree and say I don't think I deserve that.
Are you kidding?
At least she still has her arms.
Yeah, she doesn't know that. But you see, Taylor just kind of like is... She's doing the side talk where she's not yet looking at you, but is going to give that like conversation. I really, really tried to be nice.
That's pretty funny. I mean, you sent your crew to attack my crew? That's not exactly playing nice.
Dahina, in this galaxy, you have to be willing to break a few jaws to save a few people.
What was it you wanted to talk to me about? 'Cause that's what this was all about, right?
See, she stops. Well, if I'm correct, I'd assume that your brig isn't just full of Orions. She kind of, at this point, does another side glance. Looks like you and your friends have been setting up some cells, looking a little dirty there. We have a large crew, yes, but you wouldn't be setting up extra cells just for us. I take this then as the Klingons have been halted.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Should make an insight check. Yeah. See, she nods. And then, right about now, your captain is wondering if his commanding communications officer and former pilot are trustworthy members of Starfleet. Or did I not see them walked into the brig? And at this point, she turns and looks directly into your eyes.
I don't need to tell you anything.
You don't have to. I know things.
Then why don't you share what you know?
Ask if she knows about the fan cam.
Please do not.
In the
mention
words of
that.
Runaway
Yeah.
Mulligan,
You don't do that to a sibling, right? You see, though, looking directly at you, just... You remember our life lessons all around the fireplace, Mom and Dad teaching us about how to live life. Information isn't cheap. We could trade it, or you could buy it. Would you like to hear my price?
What?
The complete release of my entire crew, myself, and our ship.
That's not happening.
In return, I can assure that your ship will not be attacked by Starfleet ships within the next 10 hours.
That our ship will not be attacked by Starfleet ships? What does that even mean?
Now we're negotiating. You see she stops, flicks the leg around, kind of turns on the floor. Let's start with a smaller question for question. Can you tell me, at this moment, do you know what Admiral has authorized most of your ship's ventures?
You at this point.
No.
Don't we?
Well, yeah, but we don't get to share it.
Not terribly. And again, that's not something that each of you knows individually. Like, there's a bit of personal knowledge. See? Kind of looks at Opal for a second. Alright, how about this question? Does your friend over there still have another
She's
person
not
in his
here.
head?
She's dead as hell.
Excellent. Now I can give you an answer of my own. In 10 hours, 3 Constitution-class ships come out of warp at the Starbase Alkali and open fire on your ship.
How do you know that?
Mm-mm-mm.
Good thing you're not going
My
all
turn.
the way.
Well, we just don't have to go there.
Oh, but you do. Otherwise, you're stuck in the neutral zone with a ancient Klingon vessel, a Orion Syndicate ship, a legion of Custode ships swarming around your ship by the sound of it. And I don't think the Klingons are going to take kindly to that. I mean, it's one thing to kill their excommunicated, for lack of a better word, warlord. But to take his ship is another thing. And, of course, I don't believe anyone would love the idea of Starfleet gaining 2 powerful historical ships. The Ravaged is... well, she's my baby. I can't help but load her up with the niceties.
Then we could just leave him.
Yes. And then I have my rear guard take them back from you within the hour. Or would the idea be we could send for someone to take our ships? But, oh, how convenient. Starfleet doesn't have any other ships nearby in the system that they've told you about. And being in the neutral zone, it would be too much of a query to ask the Romulans to swing down and spark an intergalactic war once more when the Romulans take the bird of prey judgment,
Or we could just blow them the fuck up.
and then incite another international incident. Your friend is rather dumb, isn't he? You have very few options, and she turns, and your captain knows it.
Why would Starfleet attack us?
Yes, aren't they your friends?
We are Starfleet.
Are you?
I mean, yes.
A crew of 300 brand new recruits, fresh out of the academy, are given their own starship and told to explore and run in with pirates, killing a senior officer, mishap after mishap, misfortune into misfortune, until now you are sitting with two of the largest prizes in the galaxy, strapped to your ship. And the burning question that no one yet gets the answer to is how I know all of this.
Would you like to tell me?
Of course you would.
If you release out of my 200 crew 50 of my best, put them aboard the Ravaged, I will gladly tell you.
See, here's the thing. I think you want to tell me.
I-
You have been literally stalking me for forever. So, no, I don't feel like I need to negotiate with you. Because you've been trying to share this information with me, so just tell me.
Excellent. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do an opposed. It's a charisma check. It's meant to be a persuasion check, right? It's what we would literally
Oh, no.
call a battle of will. All you need is the D20, thankfully for now.
Did you have the D20?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Good. Your D12 fell. I'm gonna,
D12 fell?
I'm gonna
Thank
keep
you all.
looking.
So here we go.
Don't worry, I'm just fondling the
Just fondling inside the couch, like, ooh, dice. So here we go.
Gotcha.
Oh, thank you.
I will roll first for Taylor to let you know kind of the number we want to beat. Okay, that was pretty even actually. For her captain stats. Okay. That was only a 12 for her persuasion, which is actually pretty low. I mean, she's got a good buff, but she rolled low. You're gonna make a persuasion check. You just want to beat a 12, and she's gonna start offering up more information, or you're gonna get more out of the conversation. Otherwise, it will be that like, ooh, we've hit kind of that like fork in the road, and you're gonna have some options to take. So go ahead and make me the persuasion check.
And then add my plus whatever my persuasion
Yep.
is to it. Can I roll again?
I will
Guidance?
let.
Nothing.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're in the med bay. Sal's on a date. Val is in med bay.
I don't know
Gibbons
if-
piloting the ship. Black Opal, I would allow for this moment one help check.
Yeah.
It will mean you might not be able to help later on if further stuff comes up. But in this moment, you can give that kind of just like comforting friend presence of, no, yeah, you're going to tell us, right? So go ahead and roll with advantage.
So much better. 19.
Oh my hell, that's really
I
good.
had a 5.
I believe that's 5 higher, which means just really good success.
Yay.
Taylor just stops. I know you won't believe me, but you know I love you. We're family. I have struck a rather large bounty of wealth, and the currency is information. I would ask you to simply trust me, but I know that certain ties are not what they once were. I will offer you this as a show of good faith. After your rather large green friend and I had a chat on Ratatoskr, his bewilderment of our presence there got me thinking. I didn't like that you found us so fast, and the fact that you didn't even mean to seemed like a dumb coincidence. So I pulled some favors, talked to some old friends. I may or may not have messaged Dad. Things are moving in the galaxy that are not. See, she stops as she doesn't know what information she's going to give next. Someone is pulling strings, and Starfleet is just the puppet to a larger battle. I did some looking into that same star system, and I'm sure you all came across the Hullage planet. We thought about hiding in there, but we were wary of the gases left behind. I'm sure you're all then aware that on Ratatoskr they have a very similar, yet slightly imperfect, divergence of tritanium. Someone is playing God, and I don't like that. If you trust me, I might be able to spare you from a firefight, from what I've learned.
Why are you telling me this?
She's gonna make a check real quick.
You're my baby sister.
Cause you're my baby sister.
The biggest DM middle field.
See, she stops and kind of sweeps her hair all the way back. Only trying to help.
Thank you.
At this point, McTavish will kind of like tap you on the shoulder in that, like, do you want to walk with me? Like, kind of that, like, let's go talk over here for a moment. And Black Opal too, I should say. Just that, like, let's take a step back. He does so. You watch as one of the security officers here also just kind of like mutes the cell, so to speak, so that all of that's good. Brings you over. McTavish turn. Right, I need to go immediately to the bridge. I don't like the idea of us being ambushed in Yorktown.
No, me either.
Good thing she threatened to ambush them in Alkali.
Did I say Alkali?
You did.
Oh, damn. That's
I wasn't
my
gonna
bad.
interrupt the scene while we were in it, but I was sitting
I
there
should
like,
have said
"Haha."
Yorktown. Yeah, Alkali is way too far. Yorktown is the closest starbase.
Yeah.
That she did say. In fact, if you watch this video and post, no, I'm not gonna edit.
Your mouth
It's in a
says
post.
Alkali.
Yorktown.
York. No, it's gonna be like the TikTok audio. Yorktown. You know, like just definitely not you.
Just
Yikes.
I'm into the bridge, ready to strike team. Let's figure out a plan. Get all the strike team together, and let's try to talk to your sister, get some more information. I need to go start talking to. Kind of look down the direction where you see Lily Turner, Mondo, like other Starfleet officers are in the brig. McTavish, you realize, has a very cool facade. It's that, like, yeah, there may have been a reason they chose him as captain. He definitely is that cool under pressure. But even in this moment, even McTavish, for all that gruff, bloody, firm bravado, he looks kind of twisted up about this. He doesn't like all that's happening. With that, we will cut to Sal and Garth. So, The date's going really well. As well as 2 individuals who have just come out of a rather intense 4 hours scan. Garth at one point just says, honestly, this is really fun. Do you want to go just get a drink? We can finish off at the bar. I don't know. I mean, I should get to bed soon, but drink beforehand?
Yes.
Nice. You head to the bar. A lot of ensigns and lieutenants are here, as it's very much the post-mission. People are either sleeping or drinking. Perceive. Go ahead and make me a perception check. 16. Still not bad.
Is Trish there?
Trish is here. You see Trish is in a small group with what looks to be a Ruby person, Patty, and a couple others, right? They're kind of like at the bar. You see they're all talking and laughing, and like one of them's like pantomiming, like firing a phaser. And you see, while there is, I will say, Sal, there's a lot of merriment in the air. A lot of people are talking about, dude, like when we were kidnapped, I remember I had to like duck and roll. I've never gone hand to hand with Cleon before. There is still quite a few people that look rather shook up inside. A lot of people are like, that was intense. We were supposed to come and start looking, and we just got ambushed and taken, and I almost died on a Klingon vessel. Like, what just happened?
The player Izzy might be connecting some dots that might not actually exist.
What's
So
your
I think
thoughts?
Sal would connect us to,
Yeah.
old Klingon vessel, far, whatever, not in commission anymore,
We're
Old
still in the
vessel.
simulation.
I know, yeah. I was like, our simulation was an old Klingon vessel.
Yeah.
And all the weird stuff happening in the holodeck and all that. So I'm kind of putting 2 and 2 together. Like maybe that simulation wasn't broken.
Does time travel only happen backwards?
Are we time traveling? That's not necessarily the.
Sal, or should I say Izzy?
Because if they split those out,
You want to take a
go
point of
back.
inspiration for free?
Yeah, I have 2
Because-
points of inspiration now.
So-
That's
Oh,
has
if you
a
already have one,
thought.
you can give one to a friend now.
ah.
Because again, unfortunately, we can't hoard points of inspiration, but you can give it to a fellow crew member. Because if everyone has a point of inspiration, you can all cash them in to do something legendary level
Give it to
impossibility.
Captain McTavish.
How long have I been?
I don't know.
This is- Why not? It's your
Trying to bribe
choice.
them. Give it to one of us greenies. We're the green team. We gotta stick together.
Often I feel discriminated.
I was your
against.
roommate.
You got green blood, Val.
I do have green blood. Never mind.
Let's see.
It's on the
1, 2,
inside.
3,
What's on the
4.
inside doesn't count.
What?
1, 2,
I
3,
immediately
4.
cut open my. Now
It's on the outside.
That's not
Shane gets
wise.
Yay!
All right.
Logical was
Shane,
it?
you got a point of inspiration.
That was
Black
Eleanor
Opal.
being.
Wait,
The,
what?
the dice gave
The
the,
dice
answer.
Sal, as you get that, well done. As that was to 16, that wasn't a ton, but you still picked up on that very like, whoa. Yeah, the whole, oh, they tricked us, and it was that they Kobayashi Maruda, and yet, how very similar.
I mean, Sal could roll an insight on that, because that's just Izzy's.
No, I think as pure, Sal's gonna notice because you kind of figured this out too, is that connection of character and PC.
Right.
While this is happening, you see Garth comes over to the bar. Just, do you like shots? Just liquors? Personally, I do enjoy both cocktail and just like beers.
Garth, I have to go.
Okay, no,
And I'll give him a smooch, and I'm gonna like tuck and roll out. And
fun fact, because again, technically you don't have lips. It's more like his lips on your scale.
And I'm gonna roll out of there and go tell my team.
Your
about that.
passive perception being so high, Garth immediately like collapses into a bar
Can we
stool.
please say you jump into one of the, like those sewage, not sewage, but like the
Yeah,
water
yeah.
vents?
Dives
Like,
into this ripped open water vent from the mountain.
I have to go.
Garth Garth, I have to go. I had a good time. I'm gonna drive away.
Garth looks very happy and relieved of like, okay, good. Like, we are, of course, officers. Well done.
They're so cute.
Gibbon, you are piloting, and I will say, thankfully, didn't get that 15 to immediately go. As everything's ready, it's okay. The Ravage is connected to us, easy. We've got the Judgment in. Everything looks like we're ready to all jump to warp. McTavish, I won't say storm, but you know that very much brisk walk onto the deck. Gibbon, hold.
Hold?
Right, we're not heading to Yorktown yet.
I would like to make it clear that I was going to go to the rest of my team.
Yes, he's
Who's on the bridge?
Most of us.
most of us are is
On
you
the
see
bridge?
at this
Okay,
point.
so I will share the information that I
This-
have.
I will say it's amazing. You come out of the ready room
Yes.
because it's that like you did open the
cabin's
pipe,
toilet is still busted.
still just up. The like sign you left is getting a little wet from just the travel now.
I'll make a new sign. Stick it on the wall.
Oh,
instead.
I just right. We need strikes. I want to gather the strike. Sal, you're here already.
Yes,
She's
sir.
very fast. They're very fast.
Right.
And I'm gonna
Got a bit of a
say the thing about time travel. I don't know exactly the words I want to use, but the whole like simulation, old ship.
That's what he says.
Sus.
Exactly those are.
old ship. We know it's sus.
It's like does McTavish have to like roll an insight on my words?
Holy shit. Tav, right, you believe that there's a bit of time travel going on, that someone understood that we would be in this exact same scenario, part of our training to, of course, graduate the academy. Well done. You're a man of good words, Sal.
What?
Like an inbred from the deep south, like.
What's that, boy? Timmy's down the road.
Was that Sal? You saw something in the pipes? In the tubes.
In the tube.
Good on you, Commander. McTavish is going to turn.
Sal does not have a
Right.
lot of words.
He goes to his com. Commander Val to Medical Bay. We're going to cut to Val in Med Bay. Or excuse me, Med Bay to Bridge. You know, get you up here. Val in the bridge. Damn, I keep doing this. Val in the Med Bay. A lot of activity. As almost everyone sustains some kind of injury. Again, that 240 people. It's who's enough of cool. Come visit us tomorrow. We just slap a band-aid to. Oh shit, yeah, you've got a spike still in your side from when one of the Klingons' hounds attacked you and like ripped open you.
Like you're experiencing internal bleeding when the ensign's isn't that where the blood's supposed to be? No. Well, yeah.
The doc said all my bleeding's internal. That's where the blood's supposed to be. Val, as you're going through,
References. Pretty.
you see Commander Jamie is kind of shuffling around. You notice there are two other puppets following them. One puppet looks like they've got this magenta-ish like shirt, frizzy hair, like fun, very like pear-shaped nose. The other one has long blue yarn hair now, is swooping around with this chartreuse-esque
This is
shirt.
what you were talking about in the car.
Yeah. Falling around, and it's very much the you don't know where they came from.
Chief Jamie.
Oh yeah,
I have a question about your compatriots. I have not
Oh,
seen
yes.
them before.
this is Grabber and Snooper.
Nice
You
to
see,
meet you, Grabber.
Grabber with the blue yarn hair kind of comes up, just
Nice to meet you, Grabber.
Snooper comes up, hello,
Wonderful to meet you as well.
and like bashes against your leg. It doesn't hurt at all because it's all fabric, but just kind of
Yeah.
bash.
Is this customary? I look to Jamie.
You see Jamie. If you want it to be.
I just throw my head up on the Muppet's knee.
He goes like sailing as you are like 20 times bigger of more mass than this puppet.
Because it's the Muppet having the humanoid just. Yeah. Okay.
Super eventually comes back. You see Jamie. Right, I need you. She's going to pull out. You see in a jar is a half sliced up brain. This was recovered of the warlord. Can you just please take care of this for us?
I have a question, Chief.
Yes.
Is this regulation, or would you like it to be off the books?
Why can't it be both?
I don't see why not. And I go to take care of the brain. and I'll like study it. Is Jamie asking me to maintain it? To
More
study
of
it?
if you can hold on to it, she's gonna help in studying. It's like an open. Shall we put it? This is an item every group can study. Like but to the effect of in Nemorum's fight when he bisected this cyborg Klingon warlord, this what was left of the dude's brain. Half of it was mechanical parts and data banks, which Orson's gonna have to parse through because that's just all data. This was living brain matter, which Jamie's gonna take you aside and kind of let you in on a secret. Commander,
Yes.
you are a very professional and wonderful person aboard the medical crew.
Thank you.
I believe it is time for me to inform you of a secret of mine.
Well, no, we'll go right ahead. I shall keep your secret.
Would you please cup your hands?
Which is
No, in front of you, like a bull. Yay!
Sorry, this is Elle laughing.
As Jamie comes over, the puppet kind of rests on your shoulder and goes a little limp. After a moment, coming out of the puppet, a tiny little brain slug nestles into your hand. And you are about to speak telepathically with it. As it talks to you. Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Val. I can't see you, but I can feel your presence.
Well, I can see you and feel your presence.
Oh, well, that's very good. You see, my species, we kind of were found like this, and the puppet thing is new. So one of my friends that we found, that Commander Kessel was able to recover, was able to get in a bit of the brain matter and, well, copy down some of the memories. So we want to keep the brain matter around, but my friend Snooper, and you kind of look, Snooper is like gumming a piece of like pipe, but again, it's like felt, so it's just like that fabric on metal, slide, and just, my friend Snooper was able to copy some of it, so we just want you to keep, especially him safe, as well as the brain matter.
Sounds good. Do you wish him to be assigned to me?
No, just one, and at this point, just 1 second.
Understand.
It's gonna go back, and as it gets in the puppet bite, you feel it not like reinflate in that weird way, but just kind of reconstruct. Oh, much better. If you can just please be aware of Snooper's situation and mine, and I just need you to keep this safe so that we can start looking through memories and figure out what this Klingon knew.
Understandable.
You're a good officer.
And I am lucky to have you as my chief officer.
Does anyone have any extra threading? It's like shuffles away. I'm gonna make a check.
I gotta know. I gotta know if she's seen my work.
Commander Weston comes over.
Sorry, that's out.
So you're talking to Commander Jamie.
Yes.
What about?
About pieces that we recovered upon the ship. And now this is Eleanor asking GM. Was brain the secret or the slug the secret?
A little both. Brain is open enough to each party, of course, if you guys want to look into it. The slug thing is definitely like, let's not make that total public knowledge. As brain slugs, well, any invertebrate species that can get inside your head has a pretty rocky history with Starfleet.
Alright.
But Jamie did have a letter of recommendation from a high-ranking Starfleet captain to join the academy, so that wasn't the problem.
Which captain?
Kirk.
Oh, excellent. Trying to think like what timeline, what episode. Anyhow.
100 years ago or more.
Oh. Well. On that.
Weston, like,
Weston.
Val comes out the 1,000-yard stairs, Weston. Val.
I was analyzing information.
And you can't tell me?
The chief has asked me to look over some, and this is Eleanor not finding the words, not Val. Organic matter that she would like me to personally look into on my own time.
Weston gets very... I see, then you've made favorites. As
Not
you
my
hear...
favorites, I'm simply...
Your comm badge goes off. This is Captain McTavish. Val, can you come up to the bridge to speak with me personally?
Comedic timing. That's all.
Wesson looks
I have not
at your
made-
badge.
I have been merely doing my job.
Go fuck yourself. As she turns, immediately goes back to where you watch.
As
Is
you
like,
walk,
what's
as
in
you
me?
walk away, I just enough for her to hear and question it. You first. I say,
What? What'd you say? But you immediately are gone. Strike team, you are all assembled on the bridge by McTavish.
Sal's just dripping wet.
dripping.
Drip, drip.
Charlotte again.
As McTavish, right.
Nice.
I cannot tell you why, but I don't have a good feeling about this. I would like if you all could talk with Captain Taylor down in the brig. We need more information about what's going on. For the time being, Orson's going to help pilot the ship Gibbon, because if I give the signal, I would like you all to escort a stunned Captain Taylor to the Baggerats and warp out of here.
Understand.
That's if we get attacked by 10 confidence class ships.
It was 3.
Or
We're on
more.
his command, I assume.
Sweet.
Wait, I
Hopefully
apologize.
that would happen before.
Did I mishear? Did you say more?
Right. I don't trust, no offense, anything that Orion Pirate Scum has to say. But from the Orions I know, he points at you and at Katira. But you know, again, Dahina, it's not like Katira is bright pink. Doesn't look like an Orion, but he kind of passes over. McTavish just keeps going. But I trust you all, and I'm not liking the scenario we're in. Right now, I do have to concur we don't have any better choice than to start dragging all of our shite over to Yorktown. Be prepared.
Sweet.
Go keep interrogating Taylor as a crew, but that's why I want all 5 of you on her detail. Is that
Can I
understood?
talk to the side to Captain McTavish? I wish to inform you of something.
Yes.
I do not believe I should be authorized to interrogate the captain.
Why is that, Val?
You see, Captain, before my emotions were detached, I found her very, very attractive, along with her sister. Not at the same time, you understand. I believe there might be a conflict of interest.
McTavish comes all the way up to you, leans down. Commander Val, I have had my legs ripped apart by dogs. A giant Klingon berserker stab an axe through my chest. I have shot near hundreds of Klingons today.
There's a lot of violence.
I believe I have lost more blood in this life than any other, and to top it all off,
I remember I had to pump you with blood as you came onto
on that ship, a fucking assassin who knew my name, sent by my cousin, was for me. You're going to keep whatever you want deep in your Vulcan pointy pants and watch
Sorry, that's
the
all over.
fucking prisoner. Am I to be understood?
I understand. I was asking to not be involved in the interrogation of.
Do whatever the shit you want.
I just
Just
wish to inform you.
Don't
of my
let her
severe-
loose. You have your order strike team. If you can, of course, maintain radio silence, even if you think I'm the one talking to you. Only talk to me. But again, radio silence at all costs, please.
Understand.
Captain, there's just one thing. I'm also very attracted to Ayla, and I'm just fucking with
I'll
you.
make
Right. Who doesn't want to fuck on this ship? Who
Oh, I thought you were going to say who doesn't want to fuck Kayla.
doesn't want to talk to No, in general.
Oh, well, my hand has to go down then.
Damn it.
You see Val
I mean, I
disappointed
haven't,
and then
so-
undisappointed.
Great. Well, thank you for being a gem.
Do you mean in
Pun
the southern
intended.
context as well
Go
as
to Taylor and interrogate the prisoner. McTavish kind of loses that cool of like,
the
get off the
southern
bridge.
dialect?
I'll make them keep it in their pants, sir.
Sal's going to swim,
Sal's
Sal.
going to swing.
because then if Taylor tries anything funny, I can have a snack.
Yeah. You all swim down back to the brig.
Wait, we all swim down?
Just this shit. Damn it.
Yeah.
That is like the
grab
kindergarten
onto the
loophole of
tail.
like all like, wee! Just like
Sal's
through
flying
the
us along.
aqueducts.
It's like Princess and the Frog. Y'all are just floating on me.
Right. All of you are going to be able to pop out at the brig, of course, and this is where all of you can interrogate Taylor kind of as a group questions.
Has Taylor received any medical attention?
Not currently.
Okay, well, she's like covered in rat scratches, right?
Very much so.
So I'd like to ask Val to like treat the rat scratches.
A single bead of sweat. I shall do, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Right. You watch, takes off the top only in a tank. Kind of holds out the arm.
Al.
Drink me. Well, hello, A-Team.
That's wrong. We're strike team.
What?
We are called the
Strike-
Strike Team.
I mean, if you're gonna call us a nickname, use the right one. Like you could also just call us shithead, dirtbag, ass face, whatever. But
Bag of rats.
bag of rats.
The
But
rodents. Let's
strike
not
team is-
talk about the fucking rodents.
This will sting a bit.
why not? You don't like? Oh, are you hungry?
Oh, I pull out a rat.
What do you
Together.
want?
I believe the talking is best left to you. As I look to some
Well, but this is the point where you guys now,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a group,
I
can be
know,
like,
I'm just
what do we
being
want
funny.
to communicate questions through?
So what do you know about time travel?
Do you know that there was a fan cam made of you up on the ship?
I'm gonna answer one of those that I can. What the fuck's a fan cam?
I pull
show
out the-
her.
Hey, sexy lady, I like your stuff.
Something made
song.
this.
Caleb watches this. You do know after this, I threw a bomb which killed your officer.
Which is why
Yeah,
it's not
it's edited
supposed-
out. Oh, and it's
They edited
it's
it out,
not
and
supposed
they
to.
got
be
sprung
forbidden.
It was spread around the ship like a proverbial wildfire.
But I mean, it kind of makes it hotter when
Well,
you.
you know how to
about it.
butter me up, so sure, I'll give you this one free. Time travel. Fountain of Youth. Lost City. Everyone wants it, don't they? Last I'd heard that someone found a rather rare bit of tritanium. How many of you know your science? Oh, good.
Blank stare from Sal.
Sick.
I'm just here to eat you. Not.
Respect that. Winks.
Not
Okay.
that way. Like literally try to eat your arm while you were unconscious.
I respect it.
Mm.
Listen. I'm no professor. As far as I understand, there's a bit of tritanium that in a very pure form, or though it be an oxymoron, how can something be a pure divergence of tritanium? But, needless to say, this element, when nuclear fission occurs to it, has a very interesting after effect. To perform nuclear fission on an element always releases energy, and the energy released out of this had readings of what we would call tachyonic levels. Time travel is not a fucking science. It was an art. Last I'd heard, the only people that ever tried time travel was Starfleet, and they banned it.
Yeah, but then one of them apparently pulled it off. Which is whose thumb you've been under, and we've been under.
That is the difference. I'm under no one's thumb.
That's
I
what
take
you
jobs.
think.
I put my thumb.
The glass just like
Oh, she's through glass.
there isn't a well because like
I'm
it's
in
very much
treating wounds.
Val had to go in to treat wounds, but that is also
Puts
not
it
like
on top of the arm that's extended.
I bet
Yeah,
you feel
arm
real
extended.
dumb right now.
to the best of my knowledge. I thought I was taking open jobs.
Nope.
So
You've been a part of this the whole time. Not even knowing it.
I assume that Captain McTavish is still heading towards Yorktown then.
Unless you'd rather we go somewhere else.
Seems to be.
I would love to go somewhere else.
Cool. Let us know. We'll get you there.
We're obviously going with you.
Nothing.
No, what is it?
I just said we could get ice cream.
You can stop for ice cream.
What's
Should
ice
I
cream?
go make ice cream? You
I
what?
don't know what ice cream
Yes,
is.
I know what ice cream is. I'm messing with you, you dumb lizard. Come on, I know what ice cream
It's okay.
is. She just flicks. Just, I can't get a read. Taylor, what's going on? Taylor kind of moves forward against the glass cup to you. Listen, if I had my way, I would like my ship, my crew, and we can operate on my terms. But I'm assuming that's not
He just chooses
what's
to
about to
extend.
happen.
You assume correctly.
Listen, there's two possible places we could go. One, Dahina's going to oppose very strongly to. The second, well, I'm not sure if your lizard friend would like that much either.
Eh.
Is it homeworld or homeworld?
Will you stop being vague and tell us what they are?
How
I
about
would
this?
like to incite her.
Go on inside. Helps that now it sounds here. It's not just questions. It's now we can see. Is this truthful? Is this something?
Okay, that was a natural 19 plus
Holy
my
shit.
6 for insight. So, 25.
You notice that, especially right now, Taylor looks rather truthful. She looks serious, still a bit cocky, but most of this seems very true. You notice when looking at her on that insight, Sal, you have a vague feeling of what she means. In the fact of, you're not sure maybe what it means in terms of Dahina's stuff. You know that your there's a bit of an undocumented starbase among the Gorn that you've got access to. It's a bit off the books. It's not on anyone's radar. Specifically for a bit of an interesting purpose and reasoning behind it. Dahina, no insight needed. What safer place than with the Orion Syndicate that is moving around, has access to ships? She's basically suggesting if we go to the Orion Syndicate,
Oh, that's worse
That's-
than my parents.
yeah, right. It's like that's not just your parents; that's everyone. But it's that if we go with all the pirates, we can slip in, or there's a bit of a starbase that could prove, but that's involving a bit of Sal, where Sal, you did not that you got kicked out, but you're not exactly on like all the best terms right now.
It's true.
See, Taylor, just I can't be the one to assume that I understand everything that's going on, but if I'm a time traveler, I can't know everything. So it's a bit of a test. Your captain has decided to cut us loose, I assume. But where do you want to go?
I believe.
I think we should talk about this in private away from Taylor where she can't hear us.
I say we flip a coin, leave it to chance.
I
say
would like
if we do
to,
that, we should still do it in private. No offense.
well, I would like to suggest to Gibbon that, you know, it's your decision at the end of the day, but I don't know what's up with the Gorn. But I do know that if we go with the Orion Syndicate, we might never get out.
So, Sal, you ever been tempted to eat us? And you just didn't because we were your friends?
Answer truthfully,
Yes.
please.
The
I
answer's
feel like
yes.
the Orions are a little bit of better chance.
Can I telepathic, like, that's a yes or a no, please?
There is no need for a yes or no. It is.
I know, I said that
obviously a yes.
Telepathy.
I will say, the owl, of course, being helpful as a Klingon as a Vulcan in this scenario. I got confused because someone in the chat was talking Klingon, I'm like, ooh. But you know, it's that, like, as a Vulcan, you can give that, like, help of, let's not speak out loud.
I send that to everyone, but it's not speak out loud. Also,
Go.
Sal, yes or no?
It's a yes. Did you see the way they were licking their lips?
I'm hungry.
I'm gonna go
I
get
hand
you
him
ice
a
cream.
rat. Not my rat, but from his bag.
Well, yeah. Grabbing a rat. Taylor, you watch, because Val, you would have had to have stepped out of the cell. Anyway, the cell has that mute setting going on, and in this moment, they're kind of looking back and forth. You see her eyes are very much scanning you 5. No insight needed. Very much into sizing you up.
Can probably read lips, so we should all turn around.
That is why I. Just to her, I'm like.
Well, no,
I
this is a shielded
I
cell.
don't have lips.
told him to go. We can talk in our minds without using our lips, okay?
So, before we leave, should we just grab ice cream real quick?
We are going to go grab ice cream.
There's a really nice place called Jordalini.
Jordalini's button space.
Space jorts.
Space
Lincoln, you're about to make the most important role of this campaign ever.
Box of Doom! Box of Doom!
Does Space Jorts exist?
Space Jordalinis.
Space Jorts.
Space Jorts.
Jordalini's is a place that we made
Far,
up
far into the future.
Did
It is
Jordalinis make it?
Did Jordalinis make it?
Okay. Oh
It's a
no.
sorbet place and ice cream.
I'm gonna use the die that
But
is my
its
Gibbon
mascot
die.
is
Is
a
also
pair of
my
jorts.
Rust die.
Yay!
And they
Here we
have
go.
a flavor
Is it Box of Doom?
called
Come on over to the box of doom.
Do I have
And it tastes
proficiency
like
in Jordalinis?
You do not.
Yeah.
Gibbon doesn't.
Lincoln has
Guidance!
What is that? I literally can't even
That
tell.
is a 7.
Even if I roll a 4,
I have the
Inspiration.
inspiration.
Oh, it's not worth
You
it.
know,
It
I
is!
have a luck point.
Luck
You
point,
do
Jack.
have luck.
I
You want a luck point? Let's come back to the box of
Luck,
doom.
the luck.
Luck!
Okay, time number
Just for
2.
jorts.
Hey, also, guidance.
Yeah, no, it doesn't exist.
That was a nat 1.
Oh.
Again.
Honestly, though,
crossover.
if I had to burn it, if I had to burn
It's
that
what
one,
the hell is
That's-
Jordalini?
Yeah.
No, ice cream is easy enough to go quick replicate though in the cafeteria, and that gives you guys, if you want, it's a place to go talk very much alone. Like,
They have
you know, it's that idea of in a cafeteria, who's listening to a random side conversation by someone at a bar or at a quick corner, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm pointing out to Al. They have a new flavor called cricket, where they have crickets inside of them.
Ew.
Would you like that?
Yeah.
I order it for him.
So, gang, this is a bit of a path divergence of there's a couple places where, and I will say, not that it's completely predicated on if McTavish tells you go, because there is maybe the option of you could stay, but McTavish did give that, like, I would love it if we could keep you guys in the wind, because Taylor does seem to know enough, right? Like, no one told Taylor what happened on the Klingon ship, and yet she kind of knew, right? She was talking about how they beat the Klingons, how everything went down, and so it's like, we don't like that she had that insider knowledge.
Can I do an insight check, or it would probably be insight, to see if I think that, like, we could coerce her into telling us?
When you say coerce, do you mean...
I mean, like,
So
if I were to
seduce.
go in there and start beating the shit
If
out
she
of
ever
her.
wanted to be with a Vulcan,
Because
Yeah,
I
make
did
me an
not
insight
rely.
check. No, I love it. It's,
Val
intimidation.
doesn't say that out loud.
Is that intimidation? No, well, it'd be insight to see if I think it would work.
Mhm.
It's a 13.
A 13. Was that a natural 13 or synthetic?
It's
I'll
11.
help because I have advantage on insight.
Ah, yes. Sal's got that
It's a
insider.
13.
Hear me out. I gotta try.
Yeah, Taylor is a very rough and tumble pirate, but historically speaking, punching someone to get answers isn't always a great way of getting information.
If I were to beat the shit out of Jahina in front of her.
Gibbons.
No, well, listen. If it gets us
just
what we need to
spitballing.
know.
He's just
You
spitballing
know,
with
like,
that
if we're
question mark at the end,
spitballing-
right?
Okay, if we're spitballing, I'm psychically asking Gibbon, should I ask if she's ever been with a Vulcan before?
Do you think that would be fruitful?
No.
What
I don't know if we
awful
will
answer.
try.
No.
Can everybody stop?
With my
This is
sister.
this is
Well,
you don't
yes.
know this.
Okay, I'm not part of this. Never mind.
Well, in this
You
moment,
didn't clarify that it was in
I
the
did!
mind.
there
I said I
are
told
ways
her
to get information.
She did.
The
Oh,
solid
thank you.
ways to get information out of Taylor that you all know is meet her demands, if that makes sense. You know, part of it would be, hey, if you release my crew and ship, if you give me, like, weapons and stuff. Like, she'll play ball if you give her things right now. It's a very much a pirate in a cage is going, yeah, no, I'll do stuff for you, but I gotta get stuff in return.
Can I talk to her?
Can her stuff be both of her
If
arms?
you promise not to murder her.
I can do that.
I think that falls under Gibbon's question of, could I rough her up? It's a bit of a high gamble. Gibbon, you can talk to Tail. If it's not like you guys go do a quick ice cream break of like, let's cool down, let's
I
eat
just smoke a cigarette. This is a filter first.
Is the
ash all in the throat.
Yeah.
is
I feel like
the
we're the same
Boothang
flavor.
still in
it's
the
stupid.
Oh, Trish?
yeah,
Is she still in the cafeteria?
with her buddies?
Trish is still in the
It's been a
cafeteria.
while. I just give her the
Is
sub
the
nod.
Ruby?
Sup, nod.
Smoking a cigarette the wrong way.
Just like choking.
You see Trish looks at you. She kind of does a gesture of like, you know that this means your loss of like, turns back to her drink.
You could take 5.
Trish, wait!
I got a tight 5, let's go.
Hard cut to 6 minutes later.
Hey,
What's
it's-
in 2 minutes is all I need.
so, I
Hard
just
cut
need
to
2.
30 seconds later.
You can definitely ask Taylor a question though. Like again, it's very much that's why because McTavish gave you guys that reign of like if you as a crew or a group want to do this, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if it's okay with you guys, I'll just take a minute or two.
Yeah.
I walk in. Is it like a glass or like an energy thing? Like
Should be a
the
force
wall?
It's a bit of a force field.
Am I
where
able to turn it opaque?
It's got an opaque say a mute if needs be. Like you could like walk in and ask them like, hey, could you
So
cut the camera?
I walk in, I opaque it,
Mhm.
I pull out the axe, I walk up to her, and then I just like hold it out, and I'm like, you know a lot of shit. Do you know this shit?
She's gonna make a history check for you.
Personal questions.
Nat 20 or nat 1? With those
It's a
eyebrows?
very high roll on a synthetic 25.
Ooh.
Imperium Max Plane. Coming from the Alpha Quadrant, looks to be my best estimate close to a millennium in age, based on that wear and tear. Used and broken in disgrace, it looks like. Oh, you didn't know that. Well, and at this point, she
why would I
kind
have
of
come in here and
just
ask you if I did?
very slow as like making sure it's not like I'm grabbing the axe and hitting you.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna kind of take it, pulls it. It's fractured down the handle. These things don't break in battle. Hell, I've tried. The only way to really break these is someone intentionally took, and she kind of shows you some sort of tool was used. This was a purposeful breaking. So it's definitely got broken on purpose.
Mhm. Is it fixable?
Not unless you have the other half.
Wouldn't happen to be a second-hand store on the Orion home planet now, would it?
That depends. Is that where we're heading, Commander?
Depends. Can you guarantee me that I can find my shit? Oh, also, I pull out the spear.
You see, this is where I was. Oh, now this. That's an impressive run you got there, Commander.
Listen, I promised Tahina that I wouldn't, so thank you, but no thank you.
She's gonna get in close, put that finger in your chin. If my baby sister doesn't know, and grabs the spear and is gonna do the exact same thing. Start examining it. Takes it.
Black Opal mutant!
She's going to take the spear and start examining.
Broadcast.
Can you imagine you're trying to sit there, eat your ice cream, drink a shot of whiskey, and you just hear, "What my baby says." Mute it. Even if you don't know the context, I'm sorry. If I was in like a McDonald's and heard this over the intercom, I'd be like, I'm gonna go
I
home.
gotta go.
She looks at your spear.
Yikes.
Yeah, right, same. I'm like,
Ayo.
all right. This now, these are Imperium shit. Well,
types Imperium shit.
How do
You
you
can
spell
only-
shit?
You can only get these by being an elite member of the Emperor's Guard.
Why do you talk like that?
Talk like what?
An elite member of the Emperor's Guard.
Why do you talk like this?
It's literally just my voice.
Yeah, it's not just my voice.
Well, no, this is just a cadence. So okay, you know what?
You know what?
Whatever.
Fuck you,
Emperor's
whatever.
Guard.
Emperor's Guard, jackass. She kind of takes it, does a really clever, like, flick around. It catches the underside arm where it flicks into the other arm.
Super practical.
Very. Kind of impossibly sharp, made with some of the highest quality material. But you're no Imperium soldier. How'd you get this? I've tried to get one myself. But you either have to buy one, which is horribly hard, or kill for it, which is... yeah, I'll buy it.
Well, let's just say I had it running with a couple of shit. I don't know. I've had it for as long as I can remember. So, like, anything cool about it? Is it just you're just jealous of my rod?
You wish.
She wants your rod.
We're looking at an Imperium
It's being
high-class
broadcasted
spear.
to Alzie's.
These things are charged through the energy of the Empire,
Rod, man.
which is pure bullshit. It's simply a psychic link that they set up with some material in their homeworld. Charges throughout the galaxy. Closer you are, more powerful it gets. You don't look attuned to it, though, shall we say. Imperium High Guards are almost born with these to the extent of it's a weapon that they will always have in their life. And you are not an Imperium Guard. Your hair's a mess, your skin is green, you're not nearly as tall.
Your skin's green too. What the hell?
Yeah, but mine's personal. You're just a freak.
That hurts. It hurts a little bit. Not gonna lie.
I'm sorry.
You hurt me. Sorry.
You hurt me.
Just the genuine. I'm sorry. Like,
Someone in the chat. Racism? Question mark?
yeah,
What?
it's okay. We're both green.
I don't like where this is going. Let's keep going. Cut. Moving on. You see the Taylor
That's
leans
our
forward.
encounter. The encounter is racism.
So Al tackles racism.
If you take us to the Syndicate, Dehima's not going to like it very much. In fact, we're not out of the woods in the Syndicate. But if my sources are correct, we could find a Gorn starbase, which is so far off the maps that the last person I heard about it, I personally put my vibro dagger through their heart. This is not common knowledge here.
Do you think they'd have a second-hand Imperium store there?
With the Gorn, no. Syndicate, yes. With Syndicate, though, you're going to be a big target with that on your back.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, that? No, don't roll. No, we're not doing that. At least not today.
Aw, man, not this episode.
No, these episodes.
Alright. Well, can't make any promises, but I will tell you, whenever we do bug out, if you don't pull any shit, I mean, I'm not gonna make any turn the other way, like, no, fuck you. But, if you don't pull any shit, I'll do my best to make sure that not only you get back out there, but you get that back out there unhindered.
Here's all I want. At this point, she comes up to you. You feel, because on a successful synthetic 24 sleight of hand check, the axe point in your back, as she kind of like that little bit of a reaching around, putting it. All I want out of you is to keep my sister safe, and if it necessary, let us leave in peace.
Well,
She reaches back, hands the axe back to you. Do we have a deal?
I mean, if Dahina does whatever Dahina wants to do, I'm not forcing her to go with you, even if that's what you want. But yes.
Excellent.
Alright, now could you just do something? I'm gonna make this look non-opaque. I'm gonna make, transparent this. Could you just, look real sad and defeated for 2 seconds?
Oh, I thought you wanted to punch me in the face, make it look like you were actually roughing me up.
I mean,
Listen,
I'm
we were
not-
in here with the opaque. It's been a couple minutes. We either fucking or you beat me up. So which one you picking?
Dino would be real mad.
Right. She takes the punch, takes that immediate bloody nose. You signal guard. So all of you, Gibbon walks out, and Taylor just wipes away the blood.
Oh, I wanted to hit her.
We're
Give
going to the
in.
syndicate.
So rough sex. huh?
Okay.
Yikes.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Listen, we gotta pause. We gotta advocate on the Nat 13 channel that
Non-violence, non-abuse.
it needs to be consensual with your partner, okay? We do not in any way promote that kind of abuse. That is whoa.
I agree.
Torture. I'm sorry. That is not.
That's it. Cut the break. Cut the camera. Cut the break. That is where we're gonna break. We're gonna stretch our limbs, go, and we will be back in a moment.
Definitely.
we are back as Taylor wiping that blood. To the Syndicate we go. You guys can send a message to McTavish if you want to just say we're heading out, but would you let him know where you're going? Or even in the first place, do you want to send a message, or is this
We're
a...
supposed to wait for his.
I feel like if we shouldn't let him know where we're going, but
I
it's like if
agree.
we're not back within X amount of time.
No, yeah, we got.
We're not gonna even like send a message. We're like gonna walk up and be like,
McTavish would give... again, as you get up, Orson is kind of running like multiple duties. Because again, Mondo's not here, Lily's not here, and he's injured. So you watch, Orson the android is just like a flurry of like, I'm piling, I'm doing stuff. On the bridge though, McTavish just sees you all just dismissed. Orson set a course for Yorktown. Right away, Captain. As he kind of looks at you guys, gives that nod. All of you can start heading down to the Bag of Rats. Before you get there, would you rather you guys escort Taylor to the Bag of Rats with you, or Sal, being that chief security, you could order a detail to bring Taylor to you?
Could we beam her directly to the ship?
You could do that also.
And can't we set up
Fly
a
the
force
ship through
field
the
so that
hallway.
she can't get through?
Again.
No.
What?
Ship
No.
through the
Or I
hallway.
could
Again.
just grab and swim.
I don't trust. I think we should.
Oh yeah. let's
just
do
beam
that.
right
Beam
on.
in.
Also,
Beam around.
I don't know if this is
Oh.
overkill. Is there a way to like EMP just her body?
Although.
Just like short out any electronics that might be like cybernetic or implants or.
Thought about the transport. That'll leave records. Whereas Sal swimming through the sewers won't.
Yeah.
No one will be able to find out. There's no
Yes.
cameras.
Where did Taylor go? Who?
Hmm.
Right? No cameras, no nothing.
also,
I have a question.
Yeah.
I am technically venomous.
Technically,
I
He's
could
wild.
poison her.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
do that.
Why
Just
not?
cast
Knock
sleep
her
on
out.
Why not?
Oh yeah, I can cast sleep on her.
God.
Sleep her
I will
ass.
say it's very much to the point of coming from battle. She's not
You
at
were
full hit
wanting
points,
to
right?
sleep her ass.
Even with the owl like doing medical attention,
I would never.
you can cast sleep. I'll allow it to work for free because it's like you can just kind of cast it until it works.
The
Um,
neutral, I know what you are.
Put Taylor to sleep, and Sal, you can just swim the sewer systems.
I want to
Go
check
for a swim.
our ship to just make sure there's nothing or no way for us to be registered / tracked
Mhm.
with
Would
where
we
we're
need to-
going
Would we need to leave our
because
comm
if
badges behind and
if we have been under the surveillance of somebody for
tracking in our bag rats?
all of our missions,
I want to let you know
then
that all this discussion has been happening telepathy.
Oh yeah. Like Val's gonna help make sure nothing is happening.
this is all
on
me
record.
talking to you.
But yes, what I would say,
Fine.
Black Opal. Go ahead. You can make me an
Anyways.
investigation check to see what systems need to be taken. What you would know is, since you guys have time, it's not like you'd have to completely destroy Leave Behind comm badges. It's if you don't do anything about them, nearby Federation might pick up signal. It's very much a safety feature,
Could
but
we-
it's possible to like
Yeah,
work
could
with
we
them,
just
turn them off,
deactivate
where
that?
we
Or-
can have a comm system, but they're not going to be a little beacon.
Could we scramble their identities so even if they
It's like
were
a
able to
VPN.
find us?
With NordVPN.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by NordVPN.
It's not actually. That's
It's
a joke.
not.
Don't sue us.
We know.
Hey Nord, if you want to give us cash.
We're not here to stream and do advertise. We're not Critical Role. Come on, right?
Yeah,
we
no,
play
no,
D&D
but,
for
no.
fun.
Oh, hey now. No.
I have so much respect. Hey, Matt Mercer, I love you. You're the best. We all do know that,
And
right?
he is watching.
He's
He's one of those
always
7 new subs.
He's in the wall.
the 7 new subs
He's
are
in the
the
goddamn
entire
walls!
cast of Dimension
I
20.
would actively cry and never again play D&D.
I'd shit my
Ever.
pants.
Like, I would say goodbye.
No, but
What happens at...
I
You're welcome to the club.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Black Opal, you do a quick run through of your ship. Thankfully, everything's pretty clean. Again, you
No
know,
bugs.
the best part about the Bag of Rats is this was basically rebuilt ground up by the Alpha Shift for you guys, meaning you already have a lot of good insider knowledge of. It would have been wild. Like, one of Alpha Shift would have had to have been maybe a sleeper agent to get a bug on here. Which
You were.
you were, but you know on a 20, like, your
But
ship
I
should be
was conscious. the
Exactly.
entire time.
You didn't have any blackout episodes at that point. Yes.
I'm gonna weld a piece of metal over our Baggerat's decal.
Yeah. You start doing that, Sal. Yeah.
I'm going to prepare some poisons.
Smart. Yes. Get some tranks ready for whatever may happen.
I'm gonna reveal to these guys that we have hidden weapons all over in like secret compartments all over our ship.
So
That
let's make sure she's restrained in an area that we've cleared of those weapons.
yes,
Because
like
she will find them.
they were
Somehow.
there were hidden
Is there
like
a toilet?
teaser rifles and
Why
I
don't
gotta
just
know,
shove
is
it?
there-
Like I'm
Oh,
thinking like
yeah,
an
but what if you have to use the toilet?
For
I'll just pee my
things-
pants like a man.
I gotta
Nope.
DM,
No.
do we have a room for things?
Are you implying that we have an entire room for sex on our small transport vessel?
In this 12 by 20 foot ship.
You see, it's
You
like
get a
TARDIS.
bath.
See, the most important thing is August.
Yes!
We must have a sex room on this ship.
The main room.
You
is-
have a sex room.
Just Sal.
The main room is the same.
Yeah.
What do you mean a separate room and there's just decal
Yeah, no,
around?
yeah, Sal's just like, has like the feather boa. Just
Everything, just
We've
wrap
all
around.
papered Playboys all around.
The various star system playboys of
You
various
know that
species.
Sal and
They're
Gibbons
just
decorated
They're
the
just
ship.
a whole bunch
Okay,
of like
I love chat.
slugs.
Better call Sal.
Like it's not even like humanoid. They're just like amorphous like slug bodies. And it's like
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Yeah, the Baggerets is quickly becoming like a 1970s van interior.
Can we install shag carpet?
The Shaggerats! The Shaggerats!
I hate it.
Oh gosh. Sal, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand to quickly install some of this stuff and get it ready. Let's go.
Hey, let's not. She's gonna wake up
In
from
the
being
morning.
having
In a
sweat
cell.
cast on her. Look at the carpets and just.
Hit herself.
That's a 21.
Sal immediately remodels.
Immediately.
You guys.
No, I gotta say there were
Oh,
one or
yes.
two things
Yes,
that
yes,
I
yes,
wanted
'cause-
to do.
We have
First
never
off,
been laying rocks
I'm
all
bringing
night.
Tudimer and his life support with me. I
Yes.
have a compactable version that can fit on our ship. Don't
Yeah.
eat him.
We should have like from the front kind of to like
Oh, on the way,
the back,
can I,
like a bead curtain.
check
Oh.
the
A bead
chinchillas?
But also,
That rattles
the brain
really
I was
loudly when
given-
you go to war.
in order for other groups to analyze it, does it need to stay on the confidence?
That would be a thing. You would have to maybe analyze before going.
For what?
The
Brain.
the bit of brain matter that Val was
Would I
given.
have time to?
It would be a rush
I wasn't.
job.
I wasn't there during this entire interrogation interview.
Unfortunately, you were.
I meant for
what I
like
would-
his thing onward.
Well, here's the thing. It would have been very hard to run away. What I would say is it's going to be a rush job.
Oh.
If you want to come make it in the box of doom,
Oh, the DC I have to do beat.
you're making a DC 20 medicine
And
check.
if we don't, are Jamie and Alice still gonna be able to look at it, or was this?
It's very much, well, it's
Was
like
this
she would have to
Val's
leave it
responsibility?
behind so that they could also for
so
their
we
groups.
wouldn't know what was
It's
going on.
if we want to share it, we would be taking it off ship, which might be safe, but it does negate like having chief medical officer Alice, who also does like sharing information, getting stuff out,
I
and doing
think-
deeper checks.
Question: how many Vulcans are on this crew?
There is a couple, but here's the thing: not
what
in time.
rank are they?
This is a rush job. I
No,
shouldn't
no,
say rush job.
No. For rush job, I'm debating putting it into a stasis instead of a rush job to have it prepped so I don't ruin anything, but then putting a lock upon my personal cabin that I give a password in Vulcan to only Jamie and Alice, so only they can access
I see what
this
you're saying.
room.
Here's what you would know. That's a pretty good idea. I would have to say that has just as much security as whether it was in English. So you shouldn't have to worry about if there's another Vulcan on the ship. It's any password security, like anything like that, you're still dealing with the same. Because people speak other languages on the ship, right? It's in a good way. You don't have to worry about that. It would just be, you could take a moment to like...
If I make it very computer generated in a way, like I want to make the highest strength password possible that I could then telepathically send to Jamie and Alice.
Okay.
And my room number,
Yeah.
and this is where it is. Keep an eye. I'm off ship.
There you go.
They have to sing perfectly the entire Bohemian Rhapsody.
I see a tiny silhouette of a
Okay,
Muppet
okay,
Shalabush,
medicine.
Shalabush.
Medicine.
What is your medicine buff? Yes.
I give me a minute.
We are in the box of doom.
+6.
+6. So you're going to need a 14 or higher on this medicine.
Yes!
What'd you get?
That is, feels good when you succeed the box of doom. Because that is a 17. For a total of 25.
Oh, so I do this like
Meaning you did succeed by 5 or more. You're getting more
I
info.
succeeded by 5 or fucking.
You're going to get some good stuff out of this.
Excellent.
All of you would be watching. Val is in the shit, basically, at this point, getting this ready, like, before the bag rats goes out, or shagger rats, whatever we're going to call it. It's, can Val start studying? Val, this is a Klingon memory bank of pure
I thought you said it was brain
physical, biological matter. As opposed to a memory bank of binary data tech. You watch as Sal installing the carpeting, Gibbon welding over, Black Opal starting to look for bugs, Dahina doing, of course, a very important job, watching Kayla, getting. But all of you are
But who's
getting the
putting in
bag.
the beadwork?
But who's getting the beads?
That's me, baby.
I got the beads.
You're doing the posters.
You're doing posters.
Right? With like the freaking schlack to put.
As I look at, make it a pansexualist fantasy. Everything and anything.
I pull out a Betty Crocker catalog.
Excellent.
We had to make
She
the
was a
joke.
looker back then.
We all get one. You did yours.
I was gonna make
Val.
See, it's funny because Eleanor.
Okay. You see the deep cut. This brain matter has all but stopped its functions, but you know that there is a bit of digging you could do. This is a check that Alice made very similarly. I'm going to be rolling a d8. You're going to start prying into memories. The number I roll is how many that memories you could try to get to before irreversible damage starts occurring. As again, this is not a safe way. It is still a rush job. I will let you know though, I'll roll the d8 with advantage, but it's still your choice of, you're going to tell me the number of how many memories you want to get to. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to roll this with advantage, okay? Okay. There's a number of memories that you can get safely. If you go above that number, that's going to damage it, and so no matter how good you do of leaving it for the others, there might be...
Does it have to be all like, this is how many, or can I go 1, 2, like, can I do that?
You could say, I'll go again. But again, that does leave the risk of still busting, very much like cards.
But if I bust, it'll only be by 1. Stop it! Stop it!
We all heard it though, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, the Shaggerats, man.
It's here with us.
It's the Shaggerats in this room right now.
It's in the room.
I do have to say, I do realize now what you're doing. If you're doing this,
To be as precise and careful as possible. with
you
it.
might not know once you've busted over the limit, if that makes sense, like in a card game, or unlike 21 in blackjack when it's you just auto know, you might still say, oh, another one, until it's too late.
I'm gonna do math in this home.
Oh no,
50%
we're all in
chance.
trouble.
Average D8, you're looking at about
Eleanor's
4 or
doing
5,
math!
but I rolled with advantage.
You rolled with advantage, therefore it would be wise to have the 50%.
Obviously, you know you can't go 9, and it'd be very unlikely that's a 1 unless I roll 2 1s.
Which still is mathematically possible, but because you have advantage, it would be of a less risk to say 4
4 memories?
than an average roll. Yes.
Okay. All of you will get these because, Val, you can share the memories you're about to get from this war.
I don't make that noise, but I'm just.
The first thing you see, the memory of the warlord the day the Cleon Empire signed the treaty with the Federation. This warlord on the ship, very much a first-person style of perspective. On the bridge of this ship, leaving the Empire, heading off into uncharted space, starting to amass crew, ships, and power to begin this assault on the Federation. Almost a one-man army, but which quickly spread into a true armada. As this memory concludes, here's the second. Years ago, Robert the Terrible, Nakik Drum, took it upon himself to claim a, shall we say, very much outer rim feel planet in the Federation known as Motorero, where he enslaved the people there, started mining the planet, using for ship parts. The local governing bodies and relation to the Starfleet were quickly silenced, keeping the Federation out of this planet system. The memory, though, goes, after some time, would-be pirates known as the pirates who don't do anything stumbled quite literally upon Motorero and fucked up his plans. 3 Philosians completely wrecked the interior of the ship by doing very similar to what just happened yesterday. Flooding the ship, breaking out with the governor and the scientific supplies needed, contacting Starfleet. And the memory you see is of Robert the Terrible being drugged into a black hole. The ship he was on, not the Judgment, but another smaller vessel that he took to pursue these pirates, being destroyed, drugged into a black hole, and you watch the last thing he saw with intense hatred in this memory, these 3 Philosians on the bow of their own ship as his body was pulled into this gravity well. Time and space folds. And this is where the third memory comes in. Robert the Terrible awakens in what looks to be a cell, very similar to the kind Starfleet uses. As he looks around, a figure comes to the rather translucent glass, not truly transparent, but almost shaded, as you see a humanoid figure on the other side of the glass. A hole opens up, and medical supplies are issued in, including augmentation supplies. You watch as, at first, the Cleon does not accept them, but after many days on the point of death, takes this equipment and starts ripping open his own body and putting augmentation inside to keep himself alive.
Was there any more description upon the humanoid?
The humanoid, Robert never sees.
Does he see a hand?
The hands that come in are gloved, very much like Val's. This could mean a lot of things, Oval. You know, it's like
We all just jump her.
yeah, just start kicking.
Start curb stomping.
It was you all along.
More augmentation coming. You watch as
clarify questions.
the Klingon warlord, to the point of a battered and broken animal, is now accepting augmentations almost like one would food or shelter, and starts passing back information. Names, dates of himself, his scattered armada now across galaxy, names of his former crew, now all within Starfleet prison. Different penal colonies and work camps spread across the galaxy. The figure does not speak. But at this point, a message will appear on the glass, this force in front of Robert the Terrible. What if I could show you everything? Here comes the fourth and final memory.
I'm just imagining it going fully transparent and it's just a naked Vulcan. Everything.
Everything.
Guys, why are we so horny on
Nikita, wow, yeah, like, what, it's a Monday.
It's
Me, Anastasia!
Anastasia, it's me.
Grandmama! You watch the Klingon warlord is on the prow of his ship.
With his augmentations.
Augmentations, now with crew around him, as a private message appears. A figure appears on screen. You do not see the face, but what you do see is pixelated, shrouded face. On the collar are 4 pips with a band around.
What does that mean?
No, this is me.
No.
Yeah, but you, what does it mean?
4 pips in the black band is Admiral ranks.
It's Admiral Rank.
And the 4 pips and the black band. Sorry, I thought you said
Yeah,
Because
4
pips
pips
is just
captain.
captain, black around
On that,
Admiral.
Which is what we've been
kind of
aware
assuming
of.
already, yeah.
In the pixelation, is there anything that we could discern and or rule out any other admirals?
this is where everyone can make me a perception check. Again,
AKA,
through the memories
if
of
it's a
like
feminine figure, we
Or
know it's your
can,
aunt.
can we see
whether
like,
it's
the color of the
AFAB
skin?
or AMAB or color scheme. It's like off of people we've met and physical description.
23.
23.
Because
What are
we
we-
all
what are we
doing?
kind of met
Perception.
different people in our interviews.
Mhm.
I got 14.
Hold on,
Perception?
perception.
Isn't that 20?
25.
It almost was.
It's a 10.
22.
25. Good. Oh, we get the cool music.
The creature and humanoid speaking
Dear Lord.
does not have a green tinted skin, rather more rosy skin. Definitely what we would call an earth humanoid creature.
Not Vulcan?
All of you looking not Vulcan. It's again very much how like our
Rosy
cheeks get
skin,
rosy
earth humanoid.
cheeks. It's the bits of skin that maybe you see that aren't or that are starting to pixelate definitely have that pinkish tint that most humans have.
So Caucasian.
Caucasian as well.
It's a white man.
A white man.
No!
That
was
could be.
scared me.
It could be Admiral Noble
It could be there's
or
this is
Admiral Muero.
Admiral
They're
Noble.
white dudes.
Admiral Muero, I will kind of let you know, did have a bit, I don't want to say tan, he was more melanin of skin. Admiral Muero technically is what we would call in our society like Asian American.
Okay.
He has a bit more darker melanin toned skin, very much not like Admiral Noble, Admiral Shaw, or Admiral Stansfield.
Wasn't Admiral Stansfield the one that nobody interviewed with?
He's on my list of suspicious
He or she?
people.
Oh, she. That is important to know
Oh.
because the thing is, even on a 25, what you would know for sure,
Woman.
it could be AMAB or AFAB. This person could be more masculine or feminine.
But we
What
were
about
able
the hands?
to. put
The
down
hands that
names.
you saw earlier did appear a little bigger, but I'm as a good DM, I'm
5
gonna say
fingers, right?
5 fingers. Important to know. 6 5-finger man is this person. It could be any of these three. It might lean a little bit more towards Shaw and Noble.
But Stansfield should not be left out of the equation. alright?
Stanfield should not.
Well, because wasn't Stansfield sketchy for another reason? Was she the one who was giving a whole bunch of the orders of like?
Yeah, there was something suspicious.
You guys
I
found
wrote it down
Stansfield
somewhere.
was one of those names where
Wait,
like
wasn't Stansfield the one that sent Mondo to us?
She also
what
might
got
be a
Mondo
red herring.
there. Stansfield, the one that helped Kessel get approved Tribble on board.
That was Stansfield?
That was Stansfield.
Well then,
We shouldn't jump because she also might be a red herring. Someone might be using her. It could be all three.
Wow, so you're having the woman be manipulated by the men, huh?
Wow!
That's the game
Wow!
we're
You got me.
playing.
This is it. I apologize. In the words of Roderick Heffrey, I'm sorry, women. I have done a bad thing. You got me.
I need to go rewrite my lore.
I'm gonna just redo the campaign. Everyone meet back next week.
We're
starting
starting over.
one. I got her.
No,
No,
one more
it's
time.
very much
No, but she could
From
be a
earlier-
pawn. Yeah.
the thing right now
Just
is
a
especially
shot.
with
Could be
Onyx
a
in
pawn. Equality.
Sector 31 is also involved in all of this.
Yes.
To which you know this could be where Robert got all this information and stuff from.
Mhm.
It's figuring out now how is this all connected. One of these three found Robert the Terrible and brought him back.
Cool. With all this information, I'm gonna go up to the bridge.
Before you leave,
I gotta.
Okay.
I gotta to
Just a
telepathically
little-
send information
to McTavish, okay.
to McTavish, to Jamie, and then with Jamie, I am giving like the most secure password I could think of. Like it feels like a robot made it, right?
Okay.
Memorize this sequence. This is to get into my cabin.
Orson can get.
Yeah, so, well, no, but it's very
But
much
yeah,
like
no.
mentally. Then Jamie's one of the few that can.
And it will be hidden underneath a place Vulcans do not need to use.
Hell yeah.
Under my bed, but you know, I'm not saying that it's gonna be real. You know.
Are you guys ready then to head on to the bag of rats off to the syndicate?
Oh, I
Yes.
put the brain where I said it was gonna
Yes.
be as well.
Here we go.
Then yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to take so much of it.
You're good.
Would like Gibbon. You're gonna be making me a pilot check.
Okay.
Sal, I believe at this point you can make me a perception, kind of manning weapons. Black Opal, and I would say probably you guys can either watch Taylor or just doing other perception checks as well. Kind of like Sal takes that, we take 6. And Val, you can also be prepping other medical supplies as well before you guys head out on the bag of rats.
Okay, that was a nat 13 for perception, so total 19.
I also got a nat 13 for piloting, but that seemed less important. Do we do the dragon dance and unite?
That's
Unite
big.
our nat 13.
Black Opal.
Oh, I got a
Nat 13.
6. 16 plus 5, 21.
Why?
To just.
Why?
I am dead focused on this chick.
Taylor's not doing anything sketchy on your watch. Dahina, anything you want to do specifically either in watching your sister or for other stuff.
Excuse me.
Dumb question.
No, not all.
Is she into guys or gals? Or both?
Or
Yeah,
non-binary
that's actually a good
gals.
question. I would say, as far as you ever remember with your sister, Taylor very much kept it ambiguous for her benefit. You would assume it was a little bit more of what we would call bisexuality, to be like, okay, she would very much flirt with who is needed in...
Right.
I mean, when you guys
That
were
doesn't help
rating
anything.
ships, it's that, like, it would keep a good, like, open of, like, let me make sure to flirt with everyone because it gets me what I want.
Right.
So she's bisexual, B-U-Y.
Yes.
So she
Ain't
buys-
no lie, baby. Bye.
No, with a pirate, it's bisexual with B-U-O-Y, buoy sexual.
Why?
Bisexual is real, guys. Let me also just clarify.
They just float.
We're doing a lot tonight, but no, it's if that curiosity of like that's very much a okay. She definitely was
Well,
known.
if my character doesn't know, then
half of the
Yeah.
room is
doesn't know.
It would require some deeper, maybe a bit more time, and then another insight of after watching my sister much more closely with this
No, I
in
just
mind.
wanted to put up a poster for because we're putting posters.
Oh.
I want to give her a poster of a hot dude or something, but I
I
don't know
do
what she's
gotta
gonna
know.
do.
I'll say you'll have to make your best
Has
guess
she
then of like
been
Just
Yeah,
put
I'm
one
not
of
guessing
each.
before?
one of each.
The Betty Crocker poster.
We have
And
Playboy
then also a
and
crop top.
Playgirl and Betty Crocker.
And play Blob.
Play Blob.
Play Blob.
Sure.
Play Bob
Put
is
them all up there.
very popular. Let me tell
It's
you.
popping off.
That is-
You can get the
awesome.
holodeck.
And
version.
Sal, what did you make
Oh,
for
so
your
hot.
just like perception as you're starting to get ready to?
Oh, that was a
Yeah,
nat
you get
13.
Right, right, right.
So, yeah. So a total of 19?
2 nat 13s. Gibbon and Sal, you guys have a choice.
Do we get to make it together?
Left or
Yeah.
right?
Bob or Betty Crocker?
It's a tag team thing. You guys are getting ready to. What's the word I want to use? Abscond off the ship, right? It's that like we're leaving, ships in the night, no one's gonna see us. But you guys are about to go off radar in a big way. I'm offering this not to be that bait on a string vibe, but as a you're both going to have a real option here. If you know that from Taylor and Dahina's conversation, the Confidence is about to be attacked at Yorktown, which is terrifying. But now from Val's study into this bit of mind, one of the 3 big admirals is behind this. It's very much, in that joke sense, who's driving the bus? Of
Beep, beep,
whoever's behind this, it would stand to reason they would be the same one probably at Yorktown. So who would be back on Earth? You can't be in 2 places at once unless suddenly they knew you were going there, but no one knows. You guys have done all the right prep, sweat for bugs. You guys have a very clean getaway right now.
So are you suggesting we pivot and go to Earth?
In the sense of at the academy with all these like offices,
How are we gonna keep her?
that is the
Hidden.
one
Just
downside of
smack her in the head. leave her
just
in the-
keep her. Well, it could be because
I
like
could
if
eat her arms. That will not help
That-
because
that-
the rest of her is still
Okay,
here.
so you know
You
how
need
you
her
just-
legs
squirt
to
bottle?
move.
I just
So,
open
you're-
it.
Make her a little tater
Just-
tot.
I open
Keep
one of our
eating
extra
until
gun
there's nothing
cases,
left.
And I'm just like, we stuff her in here.
Well,
I pull out a spray bottle for
'Cause
both
options-
of you labeled Gibbon and Sal.
options of course could be Dahina is you and Val have access to,
Like
of
the
course,
next second
medical
question.
supplies, your sleep, everything of like it's possible to keep her sedated.
Yes, but can we
But-
keep us hidden that good? Because Earth is
That's true. It'll
going
be
to be
crawling.
highly patrolled.
Yeah, Earth
It's
is
Earth.
Starfleet based.
Is
It's
that,
Also
is that the
innocent
option
control.
you're actually
that is the
giving
big
us?
option of like it's not in a way, and I won't tell you how difficult or not difficult. It'd be that like there's an actual opening here on 2 nat 13s. I'm like I would be amiss if I didn't say going to the syndicate right now is actually a, of course, good idea. It gets you off the radar. You could go get possibly to put it in the layman's terms,
answer.
the BBEG, like, or at least know who, right? Like, oh, we've narrowed down to 3. We could get the one.
We pit stop
Well,
at Earth for pizza.
And here's what I don't say this as Gibbon. I want the PC input.
Yes.
General Moero is a dickhead, but he's kind of smart, and he's been put out of the way. He's not in a position of power where they'd be interested in using him.
But we're not sure he's not affiliated.
We know for a fact he knows some of what's happening at Sector 31, but everything that we've interacted with him with has been private. It's been small. It's been on Alkali. It's been stuff that has not been significant in the grand scheme of things. And his position, he was literally retired there after the war ended because he was not useful. Like, it's
Okay.
literally like it's like one of those
Enemy of my
war
enemies,
heroes that
okay.
gets pushed into a desk job.
Like,
'Cause it's
alright,
like you're-
Grandpa, go sit
Yeah, it's
down.
like, we don't need you anymore. Go sit down.
To
So,
that
like,
exact point, yes. That's
so,
exactly
like,
right.
almost like he could be a useful, because he has that higher clearance than we do. He has higher connections in Sector 31. I'm just thinking, like, it might be, and if I'm totally off base and this doesn't make sense to anybody else, we can
Well,
absolutely.
this makes sense that we have an admiral card on us.
Yeah,
essentially.
and if nobody knows where we're going, we could go check in with him and say, here's all the shit we've seen. We're letting you know because we know one of these other admirals is corrupt. Get a read on him. If we don't like what he responds, we
He's
just
a
kill
dick,
him
but
and
he's
then
a
leave.
dick
I think
with.
that's a really good idea, and also
I can
we
also
Sleeper.
I can do something a little less
Oh,
intense.
hold.
Also, we can disguise Taylor medically. This has happened many times in Star Trek, where you just do a little prosthetics. Let's make her blue. She's an Andorian now.
Yeah.
Make her blue and dye her
Because
hair white.
guess what's under her jaunty little pirate hat?
Boom, now she's an Andorian. We just dye her hair, bleach her hair white.
Do
I
a
mean-
quick cosmetic change.
Yeah.
That could absolutely work.
Cosmetic change.
So I went to hair school.
you don't have a hair.
Actually, no, that's
No, you went to cosmetic school.
Sal went to cosmetic school. Unfortunately, you failed out because you never had a lot of practice, but you do know the basic tenets.
No, you got a lot more.
No,
more
I would
practice
think it'd be
with
funnier
me.
if Sal
So,
passed with flying
this is what
colors.
you could get
but
to
nobody
Moero,
wanted to
get
go
the
do that.
clearance, get in and out. It could be I don't want to say a clean getaway. There's always a chance of shit happening.
But instead of having to like break into places, if we had a card that we could swipe, that's just like a blank clearance card. You know, it doesn't have to have a name associated with it. If we can convince him to trust us.
So
Yeah.
to get him to get us to Earth
Road trip.
Yeah.
safely.
If we go to Alkali and say, get us your card, we can then get to Earth, and then you've got the skeleton key to get through Starbase without alerting anyone.
And then
And
we
if
would
he doesn't
know
wanna help
who's
us,
on.
Don't we have information about his
The
ETH?
His little side
We can
project that he can.
blackmail him.
Blackmail.
I'll say, Taylor in her sleep. Taylor's always down for blackmail. But yeah, like, this is
Can I
a
make an
solid
insight
plan.
check if
That's
he
why with the
doesn't-
two Nat 13s before he had, I'm like, I got off of this because there was this option, but I didn't want to, like,
I think
open it.
that's a great
But I
plan.
think for the canon, it makes for
I know. I think that's an awesome.
No, yeah.
okay. In that case,
Let's
Gibbon
go.
just says
I'm
Then
down
he
to blackmail
detoured
that
it.
son of a bitch.
Here we go.
exactly. Yeah. So let's go to.
We did steal his money.
Actually, I don't say anything. I just hit the gas.
Well,
Until we're off of the ship. Once we're out of the confidence, that's when I would be like,
can I look
okay,
at where
here's
he's
the deal.
planning?
Cycling through. Oh, yeah, it's
Oh,
not like
okay, you're
easy
telling
enough.
us now,
You
right.
guys are on the ship. It's like Sal, Val, Black Opal, Dean. It's like
And
you
guess
look
what?
over
and
and you
the
can see
shag wagon
manifest.
is now complete with a cosmetic stand because of Sal.
Cosmetic stand.
And let's stimulate her hair follicles so that she has long hair now
Mhm.
instead of the short hair. 'Cause that
Absolutely.
would be kind of suspicious.
You guys definitely, because Gibbon, you're piloting, so that's easy. The four of you can definitely all work. It's a rush job, but with 4 people, 4 hands even. Like,
In my travel
you
bag,
guys
I
can
always
quick,
have an
like,
extra set of
let's get this
something.
ready, let's
I can
cut
put
and
her in
dye,
Starfleet.
let's bleach.
It's not my best work, but it will do.
It'll do.
I can put her in Starfleet uniform.
She looks more like a fucking Gorn than an Andorian, but it'll work. But no, it does. You guys very carefully changing subtle pigment, subtle hair color to the point
I
of
have an extra
it
set of
only
clothes.
would, I don't want to say last, like it's maybe like that 24-hour one. Eventually, again, skin's gonna return, cells do exfoliate, but for the time frame you need, hell yeah. Given within no time at all, Starbase Alkali is coming up. You guys have that
we
choice.
We have a
we're
way to
being
get on there
obnoxious
without.
to him. Well, we had his personal comm badge for the mission.
Yeah, we have his personal line that
So-
cannot be tapped, right?
That fun fact, Nemorum also has access to, but he can use it. But yes, like you guys have that, like
yeah, I think I would send a direct message to him and just say, like, I don't know how, as Lincoln, I don't know how to phrase it, but as Gibbon, it's basically like, I'm putting on the tinfoil hat. Like, I'm gonna say exactly the sort of, they're listening to us, like, it's not safe over
the
the
rain
comms.
is cloudy on Vulcan. What the fuck are you? Oh, you're trying to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like
Like-
you to Admiral Muero. Send this link. He immediately responds back on that point. Commander Gibbon, Dawn Treader. Well, if it ain't a pleasure, I would love to talk to you.
well, wonderful.
I was
We're
gone.
Here.
What do you mean
Is there
you're
somewhere?
here?
Is there somewhere on
You
Altai?
notice he's already looking a lot healthier again. He is now looking like very active.
I'm also bringing the stuff for a checkup. 'cause,
You're
yeah,
coming
it's
in
like-
hot?
Not hot. Quiet.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna send you coordinates to my private docking bay with my transport. Come in quiet. All of you get this message. Basically, instead of the normal port, there is a subtle couple floors up that you'd have to look for it, but you go in around that corner.
And I would assume like we don't have to register or anything.
Because for an admiral, if he ever needs a quick getaway, technically it was that like his fail-safe when you guys had this mission earlier. He had this all set up.
He chewed us out last time for not coming in armed up and ready to shoot at anything that has a gun to us. So
Yeah, keep on
As
that.
we, yeah.
At this point, Taylor kind of wakes up in the sense of just, all right,
you're blue now.
what the fuck?
We're going in quiet, comply, and we will continue to then negotiate.
Hey Taylor, you might stay in here actually.
Then who will watch to
She's trying to look around. You
God,
realize she
shame
quickly
on
trying to gauge where she.
Lock the gun! There's
Shay,
weapons in the car.
There's
God,
water
crack
under the
windows
seat.
a little bit.
Don't worry, it's like the Teslas where it like pops up and it's like this vehicle is temperature controlled. It is currently blank temperature inside, so like they don't.
The vacuum of space is blank. Yeah.
She's a pirate. She can like.
She is, I will say, still bound because that was also that part of the deal of like she's not going to just be free
I
until.
don't trust her. Not even an inch, like a millimeter. Like
Fair.
I don't want her left.
I don't
this
trust
You see-
her. I
alone.
trust our ship.
I don't.
I
All
don't.
right,
Okay.
I can stand guard her.
all right. Let's have some one-on-one sister
Sal
time.
was just waiting for a snack, man.
That's why you're not.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying.
Sal,
All
that's why
stay
you have
hurry.
extra rats in your bag.
That just doesn't.
Anywho,
hit
so
sometimes.
if
You-
Nahina, if you're staying,
Sal and Tahina, you did guys easy enough. Taylor's not going to make a break for it. You realize she is more curious of like, this isn't the Syndicate, and I didn't sign up for this, so like, what's going on? The Owl, Black Opal, Gibbon, you guys hop out, immediately greeting you. Now walking, no cane, no other necessary. Muero is looking much healthier. Strike team, glad to see you're back. In one piece. Well, three, yeah.
The others are fine too. They're just.
They're in the
Right.
ship. I
You see,
took
he
my ship.
does.
Oh, by the way,
Good, you got
no
weapons?
official reports, but
Yes.
we do have an Orion pirate held on our ship. We'll let you know if she gets out, but I don't think it's likely. Just letting you know, just in case.
Well, holy hell, kid. What have you been up to? I know.
A lot.
Uh,
I have a question. Instead of communicating this verbally, may I send you this information telepathically?
It's gonna be hard. I've got enough metal in my brain to boink off even the smallest radio wave.
What I'm asking is if I can send this to you.
It's not gonna work, is what I'm telling you. Every
May I
precaution.
try?
You could try. Go ahead and
Try.
roll me a pure intelligence check. He has taken a lot of augmentation safeguard for psychic
well, and that's
stuff.
why I think he's probably the safest person to talk to. 'Cause
He's the
second part is-
most
when we're in his
prepper
private
idea.
Like, literally, my mental image of him is like the apocalypse prepper.
It's
like
freaking the
Yeah.
guy from Tremors.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Bo or whatever.
Blanking
Yeah.
on,
The guy who becomes the
blanking on the
main
actual
character
actor's
of the
name,
Force
Ron
Yeah.
Johnson. Actual
Did
actor's
you beat
name.
a DC
That's-
DC
yeah.
15?
DC 15?
DC 15.
Intelligence?
Intelligence.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. You'll get enough through that he can just.
Peace.
So you're gonna need my key card
Mhm.
for a bit of off the books.
Ideally.
Well, shit. Can't say I'm not excited. Been cooped up here for fucking years.
Would it
No
not be
need to worry.
suspicious
I
to have
personally
these-
check this docking bay every other week. There's no bugs.
Well, okay. Well, it's not the bugs I'm worried about. It's
Some stuff didn't come through clear.
okay. You know
Other
what?
questions?
There is not a possibility, but there are some elements of time travel happening that are either they're coming forward or they're moving back through the past in order to make the events play out in their favor. No matter what we do, I'm concerned that some history book somewhere is going to tip them off. So just letting you know, you are also... Just don't ever mention this ever again, ever in your life, maybe.
Kid, you think it's my first meeting on this dock?
No, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, you're good.
You know, details of this encounter and such.
So you're gonna need my card for some... Something came through. Sector 31, now holy hell. Now what I'm about to tell you, I also would like you to never speak of again, just like earlier. I've only ever once heard of this Sector 31. They once floated the idea of me working with them. This was right in the middle of Dominion War, and hell, I was needed on the front line. They disappeared. Hell, if it wasn't for the fact that you all are a little aware of this, you would have thought I was crazy for even suggesting. You would have thought I was full of shit. So, what I can tell you is this. When I was approached by Sector 31, they told me that if I were ever interested, I was simply to head to Starbase headquarters in California. And I was too, and let me make sure I tell you this correctly.
Eat a rat.
we were born for this. 3 out of 5. Because the 3 of us eat rats.
I've never eaten them.
No?
No.
I could have sworn you did.
2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
I bred them for you guys. Like, I was an accomplice.
That's true.
I helped pack the rats.
You were on board. That's true.
I just never ate them.
I was told to find myself.
You don't
I was
get high,
raised
no,
by a
it's fine.
Right,
restaurant.
guys, he's telling us about.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I said it exactly, because it's a bit of a puzzle thing. So, because if I fuck up, then it's not going to work.
Hold.
When I was approached by Sector 31, they told me if I was interested, I was supposed to find my way on campus to a place that holds the inner light. Now, I have a few ideas of what that means, but in all honesty, I don't know if I should say. That's probably going to give you a better insight into what's happening. All the shit about to go down. Here we go. I will need
Is there a church on campus?
There's no church. Fun fact, this is also personal. Gene Roddenberry really did not like religion, especially in Star Trek. Religion as a whole in the galaxy, in the world of Starfleet, is very much like few and far between. And so, while there are personal little chapels, if ensigns and cadets have like personal religious affiliation, there was never like an official. What we think of like, and here's the church, and here's the temple, and here's the mosque. Right? It's more just like this is where you would meet.
Okay, in that case, we need to go find the glass blowing building.
What I would say is, I would like a group persuasion check
The inner light.
to get his key card.
Would this be with advantage because of all the crap we've told him?
Not yet. Advantage would come if you pull, like Dahina said, the blackmail card of, and we know stuff like. But in a way, once you trigger that, that does set off into effect maybe some of his internal radar of, oh, you're gonna blackmail me, maybe I'll get information. Right. It's very much right now you kind of want the open.
Synth 20.
Synth 20,
21.
21,
19.
18.
19, 18.
I have either 17 or 22.
I'm doing math.
Math.
17, but I rolled a nat 13.
Holy
Do you want
shit.
guidance?
We had
17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
The nat 13.
That's gotta be, come on. That's.
I'm gonna say just for the
Full
sheer
house.
aesthetic of it. Well, let alone 4 people did pass
Full
the
house.
DC 18 needed. You see just pulls out from his jacket pocket singular key card. Admiral rank's not going to show up on any door channels if you use it to open. Hell, it would be as if fucking Shaw himself was taking a piss in the corridor. He's going to toss it to you, Gibbon, just in that scenery aspect of try to get back to me, I don't know, before next cycle, in a month or so.
If we're not back by then, it's not coming back.
At Astra per Aspera.
Yeah.
Go save our Starfleet. As he's gonna kind of like watch you guys off.
As a side note,
He's like weeping.
as I was the last doctor to perform on you, may I make sure that you are healing well?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's got
I do the basic routine checking his,
definitely there
Before
will
we
always be a bit of long term, again, synthetic lungs being put in and out.
yeah.
But he's now, again, life expectancy is still looking well into the 80s, 90s now
Good.
for his species. Like, he's looking much better than before.
Excellent.
Definitely an upswing, shall we say.
I definitely let him know that it's an upswing, and I'm glad to see that he's healing well, and that he's taking the recommendation of the doctors also on base.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Head on out, soldiers. Back into the bag of rats. Wild little pit stop that did play out
Is
well
it-
in your favor.
Admiral, there's one more thing.
Yeah.
I think I'd step aside with you so that the rest of the crew can't hear, and I.
That'll be really hard with me.
Yeah. Well, you can
What,
just
can
not
you hear up
listen.
to-
No, you can't.
Humans have
Can
really
hear.
here.
You can choose to let this be
I'll
private if you
choose,
want. It's
yes,
like
just
it's
wanna-
kind of like normal. You could
I
choose.
just
if
start
it's your
ripping
choice.
the
I know.
loudest ass, and while I'm
Moore, I got something to tell you.
actively shitting my pants, I start talking.
That's a classic technique I used in some of the battles myself when I knew enemies were nearby. Let me help
I-
you out.
I'm
I
gonna
know
be-
you told us to forget about it, but I think it might help us if we had one of those things. Jesus.
You want it EDH? As Muero
Just
let me
install
rip a
in the
little
ship
more.
for
I've got a
defense.
gastric bag I can open up to keep everyone.
It's just like the old man, like.
Listen. Get my key card back, and I might lend that out to you. Is that fair?
Makes sense.
Okay. Because this is very much. This would be like really, really cool, but like very much like, ooh, you should not have made this tech. Like,
Yeah, no, I get that. I stop ripping. It's just like an immediate like cut off of noise.
he cuts off to.
Alright,
You're
thanks.
Classic Starfleet tech.
Classic Starfleet tactic. Shit your pants so the enemy can't hear you.
I get back on. Wait, did we put Ayla in the bathroom?
Taylor just I need the bathroom. Ah! Get out! Get out! All of you are gonna get on. And I will say, no checks needed. Getting if we're heading to Earth, that is
I
a
love
pass
this group.
insta check of just heading on out.
I love this team.
Yeah.
Heading back towards Sol, back to Earth. The minutes are passing quickly. In all of your minds, it's okay. Our ships may be about like a minute or two from Yorktown by our estimates. Whatever's happening might be happening now.
Did they share the thing about the Sector 31 riddle with me?
Oh yeah, would you have
Yeah,
like?
we'd get back on and
Everyone.
Mentally.
yeah.
Well, yes,
So
mentally,
Taylor's in here. Okay, good.
yes.
I'm just gonna intently stare at Taylor again.
Is there anything with Orion's where like it's like a sort of hive mind or like family members have some sort of like is that a thing?
No.
No.
Okay.
And you probably
Taylor
should
might
ask
have
them
maybe
a little bit more
better
specific.
insight on Tahina, but it's not to the sense of like she can read her mind. It just might be that we're family. I've known you for a lot of my life. I might get a better read
But it's
on
not
you,
gonna
but
be able to
never.
like, pluck surface level
Nat
thoughts.
13.
What? Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nat 13 stare check.
you have a choice.
I see him staring, and I
She's just
kind
waiting.
of telephone it.
So, all of you know, find the inner light. As you are heading down in. Yes.
This is highly unlikely.
Is it?
Probably be. Probably.
Highly
Is there?
illogical.
Is there an orb on Earth? By any
Is a
chance?
what?
Is there a Bajoran orb on Earth? By any chance?
I'm gonna actually have to check that.
Or
Nerd.
Well, because like
Nerd.
I'm
nerd,
curious if it would be on Earth. Let me check some of my
I
notes
think
and
it would be
ramifications.
unlikely that it would be on Earth. I think they would probably
But
all be on Bajor
is-
or
Or do we have a
station.
like a
But
reactor,
in-
like a fission reactor?
or an
Oh
old
yes.
warp core.
From my notes,
An old
while
model
there
warp core.
is in fact a Bajoran orb for the Tears of the Prophet. It is not anywhere close to Starfleet's base, though.
Okay.
That currently is
Road trip.
in the middle of what we would
But
consider
no, it's on campus,
like
but I
our
realized
modern
it's
day
on campus.
South
I know.
Africa of like this is where we've set up this like beautiful embassy with a bunch of other planets and like so it's good idea. I had to check. I'm like,
we
whoa.
have a place on campus that has a bunch of like old, like, oh yeah, this was the model of the first reactor core used in our ships. This was the first warp core
This
kind
was
of a
the
thing.
first transponder.
I would love this. Everyone's going to get to one at a time make a box of Doom history check.
Oh, dope.
As everyone's going to get a chance to like again getting in down to the base. Again,
I don't remember.
you've got the
Probably.
cards and everything, so like right now everything is pretty stealth. We're not gonna have to make a stealth check yet. This will be a history check to
Oh.
start thinking
could
through.
When we get
I
to
could
Earth,
add
by the way,
help action to anything.
I am.
Is there a stoner den?
Well, actually, probably after I shit my pants, I'm changing out of the floral uniform into a full regulation Starfleet.
Smart.
Oh,
Idea.
I'm changing back into my cadet uniform.
Clever.
We just left like 2 weeks ago.
Smart.
Like we.
I mean,
all
mine.
Coming up on a month.
Yes,
yeah, I'll
but
say, yeah.
you
And
know.
because I have an extra
Mine
pair
would
of
still fit,
clothes,
too.
your
Mhm.
sister is also going into a medical ensign.
It's
And I
everyone
look
would be
different.
able to look like a cadet. You physically look different.
Yeah.
Who would like to come to the box of Doom first?
Go.
Come on in.
I have inspiration.
You do have inspiration. Sal has inspiration too. So yes, well, Sal also has luck points,
Also,
which
could I
is
have
just
could I
top
add the help action anyone because
Uh,
I'm efficient?
Unfortunately, no, because this is going to be everyone personally is going to add in. Well, it's like, again, everyone goes to school, but
Oh.
did
sorry,
I
a
go
little
to the
bit.
same place that you went? Like, I was in this building.
Sal
Right?
goes to school.
Was this
Sal goes to school.
goes to school?
I think it's important to keep in mind that it's what Sector 31 would
18.
consider to be the inner
Pretty good,
light.
but
Not just
True.
for
we will
anybody,
get to
but
make
not
some
just
other
us,
stuff.
But what is the
they
inner
just-
light
18.
of Sector
All right,
34?
who would like to
If
go
I
next?
want to use my inspiration, I need to use it now.
That's true.
An 18
Do
is
it!
pretty good.
This
Though.
is a
18 's
box
pretty good.
roll.
Well,
That one's
we'll
sitting
wait.
on a 20, so I'll roll
Wait.
it.
There you go.
We'll send you last in case we don't.
Because
get
Sal's got
very
luck
high.
points, inspiration. I think that's a fair bit of metagamey rolling ideas of.
It's only a 5.
Given you did cheat a lot in school.
I did.
I don't think you were in most of the buildings. That is-
Wait, the
We
comet
added-
chaser. There's
Are you
lights
sure?
there.
We add our history modifier to that?
The bar? Yeah.
yeah,
it's
big
mystery.
neon light.
Like,
Well,
yeah,
okay.
there you go.
Man,
Hell?
could
What's it say?
Ooh, that is plus.
Plus 6, my friend.
So that is a 24 from Val for on a 18 plus 6. Everyone's gonna get some different stuff too.
was that an
I
at 20
also have a plus 4. So.
or a nat 1?
Don't tell them.
I won't
It was a
tell
critical,
anybody.
but I won't tell you what. Sal, if you like to come history.
I possibly
Sal,
get advantage
Sal,
because
Sal,
of my
Sal,
mother.
Sal, Sal, why is no one else chanting? Sal!
Unfortunately, not unless we started like reaching inwards, if that makes sense. Oh,
But I could do
okay. This is like to figure, almost figure out what does the inner light mean, right? It's like, what does the puzzle mean, and like, what piece
Could
of the
it be an
puzzle?
insight instead of a history?
I'd allow it to be insight.
Is there a
I have
I have
library
advantage. I'd allow it.
that has a window that lets in the sunlight down into like the sub basement
That's all I
only
can-
once a year?
Good
Like-
lucky, dude.
You want?
Yeah.
Inner
You want?
light.
You want lucky?
You have inspirations
Let's
in
do
life.
lucky. Let's
you
do it.
have your
Yeah, I was thinking
luckies,
library makes
which
sense.
could
Or
recover.
wait,
And
what if
then
we went to like the medical
inspiration if you
center?
really
Is there a
needed it.
species that has blood that glows? Maybe we have to go cut open a dead
Okay.
person in the morgue.
Insight, I have plus.
A little
Yes,
more
but this-
bit, but it's not.
6, yeah.
But this was a
One.
while ago that they told him that. Has this body been in the morgue the whole time?
They just keep cycling. Like,
Here we go.
Yep.
We're gonna start a bit of Sal's insight. Sal, The inner light, you've never on campus had like that moment of, this is a bright place, right? In your time, especially as like a cadet, student, going around, there's no place that's coming to mind. And so it's like, so are they speaking metaphorically? Or is there something that they mean literally, but why don't we understand it literally? It's always those puzzles of like, okay,
I just
it's
had that
not
thought,
literal
like,
in
if
this
we go to
sense, so
holodeck,
what
let's
do we
plug in
not
the
know,
inner light.
or what's the big metaphorical reason? One of those big
Bad
two, and
idea.
neither of them
It's
are
like-
great, but it's high enough to be like,
What
we
is
know it's
holodeck?
nothing like of these initial first ideas.
Yeah.
Something.
On the 18s and
Like holodeck.
24s from a lot of us, inner light could mean a lot. In fact,
Black Opal and I had an idea.
there's something in it to the extent of why would it be find the inner light, especially because on campus there's nothing really very close to that religious sense, whether it be a religion or an ideology or even that Taoistic idea of self. There's a lot to be said. What was your idea?
The holodeck.
What if we go there and
Because-
plug in like the inner light?
But
Also,
also,
the
the
holodeck they're made of-
hologram
They're made of photons.
is
Which
made
they're
of
made of light.
Like that's
Mhm.
a big.
Photons and force fields.
And it was glitching. Oh my gosh!
Is there a main holodeck?
There's no one main holodeck,
Is there
but
a restricted
lot.
access holodeck?
On
I'm
a-
not sure I want to know what the restricted access is.
ooh, that's like, oh, those connotations don't seem great.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
admiral only, like senior officer kind of a deal.
There are some senior only that would start prompting a bit of stealth of like, okay, if we're going here, someone might ask and be like, what are all you doing on this floor, right? Like, this is the administration building, and like, what are you doing here, right?
Or one in like the center of campus.
I'll give you the ones you know of. Is there's the big ones used to take your tests. There's a lot of them there, right? You kind of have your pick. There would be maybe one or two in like the administration offices where like the admirals work.
Is there one
Are
like
they
in the
numbered?
research lab? I'm
And
thinking
there
one that
is one
functions
in-
as like an elevator.
There's one in the research and science areas. There's like it's technically the biggest in the sense of like for big medical training labs.
Do you know what the light in your bathroom's at?
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it. It's not a bold thing. It's an
Just wanted to
electrical
ask.
wiring thing. I'm
And be
fixing
in the
it.
dark.
Are they numbered?
Now we really need the inner
The
light.
ones
Goop.
in your in the training area in the like Picard Hall are numbered
What if we
because
just
each of you had a number. It was just that like you,
pick the middle one, the one that's
Well, was there wasn't a
Middle of
note
the
that
numbers.
There's a
said
ton.
center though, right?
Mhm.
It's just find the inner light.
find the inner light.
It
Find
didn't say
your way
like
on
center of
campus
campus
to
or
a
anything.
place that holds the inner light.
Holds the inner light.
Those are the exact words that August said.
Oh, yeah, no, if it's okay, I recorded you to have the exact words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also recorded the
You
exact
promised.
words.
Supposed
That's
to find my
clever.
way on campus to a place that holds the inner light.
I feel like
So-
is the holodeck a good
Okay.
Sal
Yeah,
insight?
I'm
Are the holodecks a good lead?
I'd say so on the past 21. Holodecks are that'd be a solid of just like it also you could start doing that like Google search in a holodeck of inner light.
I think because here's my thought: if I was gonna make a super sick hidden research base that nobody knows even exists, I'd put it right beneath my other normal research place. So if you're a researcher who's involved with that, it's not abnormal to be seen
In that area.
in that area.
Mhm.
And if it's a holodeck, I would assume I'm thinking like you go and type in the right way to phrase inner
Or it
light,
could be
and
a virtual research facility.
true. So there's no physical
Yeah.
anything.
Everything, all the stuff that you're researching are just copies of.
Which holodeck do you
Although-
want to go to? And I'm getting to what you will. That's
Okay.
critical. Because that's going to be really good or really
Stansfield-
bad.
do Noble or Shaw have personal ones or ones that are like connected to their?
Neither of them do. Only Stansfield does.
Suspicious.
You said as a DM, you were pointing us away from Stansfield like outside of the canon you were giving us.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
But in that question, Admiral Stansfield has access to her own holodeck. That's
Well-
kind of common. It's not like
Would
any
it set
good
off
one-
alarm bells if we went there?
Not with your key card.
What if we tried there first? Because it could be there. She's Sector 31, but somebody's playing Sector 31.
What do you mean? Somebody's playing.
Like she could be like the admiral who's connected to it, but somebody's using her and her connection to Sector 31 as pawns. You
Can
know.
we just
Yeah.
check the holodeck 31?
Good.
Are there 31 hollow
I
decks?
really like that idea. I really,
Given
Did
really.
you know that
immediately
there are
hyper-
60 holodecks in the training hall?
He immediately hyper focuses on that. He's like, yeah.
I mean,
Hold on.
I mean,
I've
just
just texted you what your natural number that you rolled is,
Well, if it's
for better or for worse.
if there's info, then it's gotta be a nat 20.
I could be nat one-ing and like leading the biggest red herring though.
Oh, it's definitely that.
but you wouldn't be so excited.
I'm just.
Question, wait, what did the owl
Because
get?
Eli's sick.
Sorry, I was gone.
You got the 24. You and Black Opal just learning a lot of like it's nothing of like okay, there's no religious place.
It's not religious. It's not.
On your natural 20 in the box of doom,
Shocking.
I have texted you that bit of information, this realization of you've heard this before, or rather the memory it connects to. Now I have to ask, do you know of Star Trek canon what that means? This will be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
You're joking.
Not at all.
It's the biggest bathroom. We have
I
to
did-
tell like a snake.
We gotta go!
I was ready to swear.
So-
I didn't connect the dots. I didn't connect the dots. Oh my god.
Mhm. That's why I'm like, you got the nat 20? Perfect. So how would you let the party know what Dahina and you have just realized?
I mean, you could slap the telepathic one until we get an open comm.
Thinking how to even phrase this information.
Yeah.
Wait, let me double check and make sure I'm correct. Because what if I say something stupid and I'm like
You're good.
99.99% sure I
Sounds
know.
good to me.
That would be really funny though if you were
Yeah,
like,
what
oh
if
my
I said
gosh.
the wrong
The
thing?
0.01% was like, and guns are all to your heads. We're ending tonight on initiative.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, absolutely. Okay, I know what this is. All right.
We do still.
I will
have
say
that
I'm
random
so
encounter.
anxious about that.
About what?
A random encounter.
It's coming.
Just something
Soon.
shows up and attacks us.
oh, it's coming.
Cause like, it's separate from battle. Like we'll be mid-battle, and then something else will just show up
So.
and like wreck our.
What is the
Like
information to be
Sullivan.
given?
All right. So obviously I'm communicating it to telepathically.
Mhm.
Yes.
Precisely. So, how long ago would this have been?
As we're looking for
Within the
things,
past
the owl has a scour.
60 to 70
As
years,
we're
if I'm
looking for things,
doing
the owl
my
has a scour.
math
Scour?
correctly.
What?
Sam goes to school.
To
Yes.
scour.
Okay.
so goes to Scout.
So within the last 60 to 70 years, Captain Picard was. Let me read the Wikipedia description to say
Is
exactly
he
how.
our
he
inner
was-
light?
He was hit by a mysterious particle stream, and found himself living. Holy crap! I'm sorry. I'm just like the implications, my dude. Found himself living a completely different life on an unknown planet. He lived out an entire life on this planet.
We're gonna go have to find a fucking flute.
You got it.
What?
The Inner Light,
You're kidding.
the name of a song.
He played the flute in this life, and he specifically a song called "The Inner Light."
And
And then he came back. and
Music
everything was
hall.
or the hall where you held all of your tests has a very specific name.
fine. Card hall.
Card.
Card Hall.
So it is in the 31st one.
Wait. I think we have. Do we have to make a simulation of a flute and play the song while we're in the simulation in holodeck number 31?
Let's do it.
Am I overthinking
so
this?
convoluted,
Let's
but
try
I
it.
love it.
Okay, yeah.
There's
I
no
forgot the
stealth.
password.
Again, you've got all the cards. No alarms can trigger.
We look like
You look like cadets.
little cadets.
Walking in to do a preliminary
Where's
test.
Taylor?
Taylor, would you leave her on the ship, or
No.
would you just kind of like sandwich her in between a couple of you guys?
She is
Yeah.
sandwiched
Oh,
in an ensign
bring
uniform.
her.
You see,
Yeah.
she just. So this is not the syndicate.
Yeah, we're on our way.
Can
don't
I
worry about
telepathically tell her not everything, but it's like,
No.
we need you to cooperate because this is bigger than all of us.
I think
Alright.
I'm gonna.
You mess up, we all die.
I think I'm gonna look at you guys and just lean in and just. What are the odds she speaks Celestial? I don't have
The
any
language of the
actual
Imperium?
yeah. Wait, is that actually the language of the Imperium? Wonderful, because I know it. That works out well for me later. No, yeah, I think I just lean into her just to like weigh upon her the gravity of like, if you fuck around now, everybody dies, and probably everybody you know dies as well to cover this, and just be like, 31.
I'll hold together our deal with you.
And as we're going in, I'm just gonna like point at the number,
So how is this?
You point the number.
see if that gives a little like.
All of you
This is how
walk
big
in
of a f up you will.
to holodeck 31 in the Picard Hall. The gate closes behind you, kind of starts blending back into the room itself. What simulation do you want to pull up?
Give us a flute.
Are there any that
You-
deal with the song?
Pull
Which
up.
part?
With a tan. It's a type of drum.
You're doing the accompaniment over there.
Ready for this? I was not able to find the flute. You all can start playing the music. The flute plays itself. No one's gonna have to make a performance check. As dissolving around you, the holodeck forms into the deck of the Enterprise.
Which
Way
one?
back in the day. Enterprise Class D during TNG.
Picard ship.
Picard ship. Seeing this kind of classic little music hall feel, the music starts playing. All of you notice that the spot where you're standing, this kind of circle of what would be this like music hall, I'll show you pictures later, starts ringing in light. Circles quarter turn. And slowly starts lowering.
I fucking knew it.
It was number 31.
This is where we are
That was
going
so
to
clever.
stop the recording of tonight's session because what I'm about to tell you all has to happen off camera.
Secret information.
There's so many
Because
racist
the-
experiments.
So many. Oh, there's so many.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
more to the effect of the other sessions have to find out on their own.
Oh, because we are ahead in the timeline.
Suck it,
aren't we?
Nathan.
Suck it. We love you all. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time.
Secret, 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 secret.